You and your vehicle.
Liberal MPs will meet in Canberra this morning to decide who the party's new leader should be. Michael Pachy has the details.
Angus Taylor will put his hand up to become the new Liberal leader in a contest with incumbent Susan Lee. A wave of frontbenchers have quit their shadow portfolio in support of Mr Taylor's bid for the top job. They argue Ms Lee has become unable to hold the Albanese government to account, and that's led to disastrous poll results. It's understood Mr Taylor has the numbers to topple Ms Lee, but some of her supporters believe the result will be tighter than is being anticipated.
A record number of internal complaints are being made by federal police about each other. Gabrielle Hodson explains.
AFP misconduct claims against colleagues have almost tripled in 3 years, from 279 to 763. The agency's annual report shows that until recently, the public lodged the most complaints, but now 2/3 of reports are made by officers themselves. News Corp says in one case, a federal police employee was involved in a drug trafficking network, with the person failing to declare their history during recruitment and security vetting. But the trend isn't necessarily a bad thing. The AFP Association says it's a sign police are confident to hold themselves accountable.
A new bullying support service for children launches today. National anti-bullying organisation Dolly's Dream says the qualified helpline 13 Dolly can be accessed by children, teens and their parents. A recent survey revealed many young Australians are seeking support from unqualified sources like AI chatbots. 26% of parents says their child used AI for help when they felt sad. New research shows just 1 in 5 Australians plan to celebrate Valentine's Day tomorrow. A Finder survey reveals there's pressure to spend, but not everyone's buying into it. For those planning to take part, the national spend is forecasted to be $1.23 billion. Overseas now, and the Trump administration will end its immigration crackdown in the US state of Minnesota. 2 people were shot by federal agents during the 2-month-long operation. The White House claims more than 4,000 illegal criminals have been arrested in the state since December. And Cooper Woods has become just the 7th Australian in history to win a Winter Olympics gold medal. Shane McGuinness reports.
Cooper Woods is Australia's newest Winter Olympic champion, taking out the men's moguls. Woods finished with a score of 83.71, equal with Canada's Mikhail Kingsbury. But a higher turn score meant it was the Aussie that claimed the gold.
He is an Olympic gold medalist! What a moment!
Woods just the 2nd Aussie male to win gold in the men's moguls.
It hasn't really sunk in, and the significance, I'm probably going to go home and just sit there for a solid hour by myself and just figure out what's going on. So it's lovely to join some pretty awesome people at the same.
A subdued celebration initially, but the night is still only young.
Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
How good is that medal, Tom Wren?
That was amazing, wasn't it, Jess? Our first for the game so far, and it's a gold thanks to Cooper Woods, as we just heard in that Moguls event. Brilliant stuff. Now, Norway still leads the medal tally overall. They've got 14, including 7 gold. To golf, and Aussie Mark Leishman has made a red-hot start at the Live tournament here in Adelaide after shooting a 6-under round of 66 to put him in a share of the lead. The 42-year-old says he's thrilled to have started so well.
You know, I've got off to a good start, but obviously it's a long tournament and a lot of great players. You know, we play against amazing fields every week, so, you know, you have to put 4 good rounds together. I'm excited to be in the position I am, but no, there's a lot of work to do.
Leishman shares the lead with big-hitting American Bryson DeChambeau, while Dustin Johnson is just a shot further back at 5 under. John Rahm and defending champion Joaquin Niemann are both 4 under. Well, a big day of footy for both local clubs, with the Crows and Port Adelaide to hold internal trials later this afternoon. The Crows will have theirs at West Lakes, while the Power will have one across at Alberton. Ange Postecoglou has opened up on the state of English Premier League club Tottenham on a day when both his successors were sacked. Thomas Frank was shown the door by Spurs just hours before Sean Dyche was punted by Nottingham Forest. Postecoglou has told The Overlap Tottenham is misguided to consider itself a big club.
Their actions are almost the antithesis of that. Right. I think what they didn't realise, that to actually win, you've got to take some risks.
And there's one game on in the EPL this morning. Brentford are hosting Arsenal in the next half hour. The Gunners looking to restore their 6-point lead on top of the table over Manchester City. And in the NBL, one game overnight, the Cairns Taipans going down at home to Melbourne United, 89-85. And Jess, that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32 and sunny tomorrow, sunny and 36 for Sunday, mostly sunny and 37 for Monday. Right now it's 14 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
5AA is celebrating what makes Adelaide truly special. Local businesses across our city, north, south, east and west.
Well, I'm down at TJM Nailsworth. We're at 163 Main North Road. I'm with a good mate of mine for years. His name is Italo. He is the director. Italo, how many years has TJM been here in Adelaide?
TJM have been here since 1990. And in Australia, it started in 1973.
And locations, it's not just here?
No, we're in Nailsworth, we're in Ranella, and our newest location is in Mount Gambier at Commercial Street West. We've also got some resellers, one at Murray Bridge and one at Barossa Valley.
And the product range is amazing.
Yeah, it is. We're here to offer our customers suspension, protection, bull bars, side rails and steps, rear bars, also some specific camping equipment that you attach to your vehicles, all types of air compressors, recovery gear, so there's plenty for you to come and choose from.
Caravan and Camping Show is Wednesday the 25th of Feb to Sunday the 1st of March, and your stall is a must.
Yes, we are in the Wayville Pavilion. We've got over 500 square metres of displays. There'll be lots of cars on display. There'll be great specials available during the show. Also on the stand, we'll have our ridgetop trays and canopies on display. Now, these are locally made in Mount Gambier, so it's great Australian-made product. So if you're looking for anything that you need to bolt onto your vehicle to make your camping experience safer and better, come and see us because we are here to help you.
Well, thanks, Italo. That's TJM Nailsworth, 163 Main North Road, B 4x4 equipped. Italo, thanks for your time.
5AA, supporting local, celebrating SA.
The latest Star Discount Chemist catalogue is here with red hot summer specials. Discover Melrose Organic Green Biotic Gut Support Blend, 195 grams to support intestinal friendly flora. Just $26.99. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Now in this market, houses don't hang around long, and that competition gives sellers a real chance to achieve top dollar for their property. If you want someone who really knows the Adelaide market, trust Bronte Manuel and his team at Toop & Toop.
Across Greater Metropolitan Adelaide, Toop & Toop holds more suburb records than any other South Australian real estate agency. From College Park and Nord to West Beach and Brompton, right through to Mount Barker, Parracombe and St Peters, they're proud to deliver standout results right across the state.
We love our regular catch-ups with Bronte. No matter what you're selling, their focus is always the same, achieving the best possible outcome for you. If you'd like to know what your house could be worth in 2026, just visit toop.com.au.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie, family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
Red Spot.
If I don't listen to 5AA Breakfast in the morning, I actually have a bad day.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's 5AA Breakfast.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
10 after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Friday on 5AA Breakfast, the 13th, as Ned and Sam were talking about. Very superstate for superstitious people. That might be part of the meat tray this morning. Tell you what, someone was had their lucky rabbit's foot or something. Davern Parkman won $3.1 million. What would you do? What should you do with $3 million?
He might buy Davern Park with it.
He just about, you can buy a fair chunk. Probably might get you a street, I don't know. We'll be chatting with a money expert very, very shortly.
I wasn't being rude there a bit about Davern Park. I think Davern Park people would have not minded that joke. Well, they're free to tell me that they did mind it.
Absolutely.
That's what the text line's
exactly
for.
Right. 0480 8 1395. Also, we're off to the US. We'll be chatting with a reporter from the Arizona Republic in Tucson about the search for Nancy Guthrie. There was a lead that had appeared promising that's been extinguished that we'll talk about very shortly. After 7 o'clock today, Tim Geneva, he was holding everything on the green. His short game was electric during the Pro-Am. We'll talk to him about Live Golf, which started in earnest yesterday. Michael Pachy in the nation's capital at 8:30 our time. The Federal Liberal Party will meet to decide who will be the leader. Angus Taylor or Susan Lee will be crossing there before 9 o'clock as well. Feedback Friday, of course. David Penberthy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, listeners. That was the voice of Sally from Hillcrest you heard there at the start of the show, saying that her superstition is that she cannot start the day right without the 5AA Brekkie show and also now the early breakfast. In fact, she was making those very comments on the early breakfast show with Sam and Ned. I'm going to say, Sally, I'm sure you're still listening, and anyone else who heard what Sally said, Sally was talking about why she loved the show, and this is in no way like an attempt at the blowing of one's own trumpet, but she made a really, really good comment. And how long we've been doing this job? We started on the same day on different shows. I started on Brekkie, you started on afternoons, but it's 13 odd years?
Yeah, to start of 2014.
So on a nondescript Friday morning where you're driving into work and thinking, oh yeah, it's almost the weekend, we'll do the show, it'll be a bit of fun. But you're hearing Sally talk where she said that, she made 2 points. She said, I like the local nature, all the information I get, I like how local it is, and I like that it sounds like the guys do know and understand and care about the state, and because we're from here. But then she said, the thing I like about it is it makes me feel like I'm part of a community and that they listen to me. And I thought, it's actually a really nice thing to say, and it's actually good to get that sort of unsolicited feedback. Because if you had some planning day where, you're locked in a room with some outside consultant and the butcher's papers up on the walls and the texter markers, and it's like, what are your brand values? If you could describe yourself with the following dot points, what words do you make? What do you strive to be? And, kill me now, that sort of stuff. But when I heard Sally, I thought, that comment, that makes you want to keep, not that I'm saying I don't want to, but it's the sort of comment that makes you want to think, this is a good job to have.
Completely.
It's a really good comment she made. Did you hear it?
No, I didn't. I only just heard the little bit she said just there.
It was really good. So thank you, Sally.
We feel like you guys are part of the community as well. It's a fun one, and we love our regular callers and people that text in, and it's never too late to become a regular. 822 300 is our number. You might want to call in and win a meat tray this morning, thanks to Gramazio Foods. Delicious, by the way.
This is a great
Gramazio Foods. Unbelievable. SA's only celiac certified butcher, Burnside Village, Golden Grove Village, and online at gramazziofoods.com.au. We might as well continue the conversation for the early breakfast, I think, on superstitions. It is Friday the 13th. Is anyone not getting out of bed today? Is anyone taking that seriously? You're hiding under the doona cover? What are your superstitions?
It is a recognised
you
phobia,
observe,
isn't it?
What, Friday the 13th-itis?
Fearing of the number 13. Fearing the number 13.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Greek word for it, which is 13 in Greek, whatever it is. Detria, something tria? Decatria. Is that it? Deca is 10?
Oh, tristodecaphobia.
Tristodeca, that's right.
Tristodecaphobia. That makes sense.
Kalispera, though, everybody out there of the Hellenic persuasion.
I feel like 13's lost its impact. Feels like there's other silly superstitions around these days. I bet we'll hear some now. But when I was a kid,
you've got massive sports superstitions, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I stick to a winning formula. I'm like not Al Pacino.
Rain Man.
No, not Rain Man. In Silver Linings Playbook,
Pacers are going to lose.
It'll come to me. Yes, massively on the remarkable yet tragically ending run of my basketball team this past year. I discovered early in the playoffs that there was a 1-for-1 correlation between me driving home from here, buying my family breakfast from one particular place, and them winning. And it lasted up until Game 7 of the finals. The very last day was with the day that superstition got broken. But up until that point, it worked every single time. There were sometimes I couldn't, things to do, yet I did it. Put on 5 kilos, lost a lot of money in the process. but we won a lot of games. Your superstitions, folks. 8223 is the number. Yuri in Beaumont, good morning.
Good days, hello boys.
Good, thanks, Yuri.
Number one superstition, if I'm driving, me and my wife Belinda, my lovely Polish wife, which Will has met, haven't you met? We've met each other a few times. So she's stalking me at the show. Remember the show? Every time we went, we saw each other again.
Exactly. Cafe de Villiers.
Okay, very quickly, if I'm driving down the road and I see a black cat, I will stop and reverse twice, every time, without fail.
Really?
Yeah, always. And if I'm walking on the street and if I happen to stub my right foot on a paver, I have to tap my left foot also to even it up. I do that every time.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that, Yuri.
I'm with you, Yuri. That actually...
That's excellent.
Yeah, I've got a few things going on like that upstairs. I just think mine aren't really superstitions. I think mine are just mild OCD.
Mm-hmm. That's
like a numerical thing. Like if I eat scorched almonds, I think I've told you this before.
You have to do odd numbers, don't you?
And in the garden, I can't plant 2 plants or 4 plants or 6 plants. I have to plant uneven numbered plants.
Odd number looks better because there's a centre point.
Yeah, well, that's right, exactly. Yeah, so there's a logic to that, but there's no logic to you can only eat up to a maximum of 7 scorched almonds. They have to be dark scorched almonds. Won't eat milk scorched almonds at all. Hate them. But dark scorched almonds, you can only ever eat 7, but you shouldn't. The optimum number is 5. But you have to eat 3 or 5, and if you're really going for it, you can have 7, but you can't have any more. But if I ate 4 scorched almonds, I wouldn't be able to go to sleep.
But this is...
And I don't know why. I'm not making it up.
No, I know. It's a thing. But the most... I can't... You don't strike me as the kind of guy that's sitting there counting
I just do it
how many
subliminally.
mouthfuls of anything you're eating.
I do it subliminally. And
I couldn't...
Well, actually, I'll be honest. Like, when I was a kid, I went through this phase when I was probably like 8 or 9 where I'd lick my lips. And I'd sort of do this thing where I'd bite on the top of my bottom lip, but I'd have to do it a certain number of times. I can remember getting a rash from it.
So you got a real numbers thing in your brain, don't you?
It's weird. It's just a funny thing.
Well, we'll count that as a superstition.
It's not a superstition, though. It's only for very minor mental illness, isn't it?
Well, look, I think they are all superstitions at some level.
Well, you can say that about a lot of stuff.
Totally. Robert De Niro in Silver Linings Playbook is who I was thinking of. Ben in Clarence Gardens, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. My suspicion is I've got a real fear of flying. So basically every time I get on the plane or every time I basically have a flight, I have to get there the same amount of time before check-in. I have to sit down. I've basically got this full routine down pretty much from when I was 15 years old all the way up until now. I have to tap the plane twice as I'm walking through into the door of the plane. Like it's a serious thing. Like it gets anxiety if I miss a step. I literally have to walk back and do it before it.
Oh, that's
really
Ben.
Interesting, Ben.
That is an excellent one. Thank you.
There's an Adelaide writer called Joel McGarry who actually wrote a book about that kind of stuff. He had very serious OCD. He wrote this really, really amazing book. It started off with him being in LA with his then girlfriend, and they were going to go camping. But he became so obsessed with researching what type of sleeping bag they were going to buy that he couldn't bring himself to buy one. And he started visiting the factories that made them.
You're kidding?
No,
that's extraordinary.
It's an amazing book. It's a really good book.
Sam in Theberton, what's yours?
G'day, boys. My superstition is when I walk to work, and most of the times I do, I always walk through the back streets because I can walk along the main road and get to work. But if I walk along the main road, I just have a bad day at work. I end up breaking something. Somebody gives you a hard time. You're chasing a shoplifter. It's just things don't work out right. So I just walk through the back street and then I have a good day.
Yeah. They're funny little routines that comfort people.
Yeah, they do. It is all about comfort. Eugene and Athelston, you got a superstition for us?
Yeah, g'day, guys. I've discovered I've got this amazing cruise Guernsey I bought at a quiz night years ago, signed by some of the greats of the club. But I've realised that when I touch the Guernsey or wear it when the Crows are playing that day, they lose.
Oh,
really?
So you got to hide it away on game days?
It started around 2017, so that probably, when I started to wear it sort of more actively, but, that may have coincided with a lot of guys leaving the club as well. But, these days, it just doesn't even come out. It stays in the cupboard. I don't look at it. If I accidentally pull something out or have to get clothes from the cupboard, I make sure I don't touch it.
It's like a cursed object from Tutankhamun's tomb, isn't it?
I was going to say. Or like the hand in Talk to Me. That's a great superstition.
That is superb. Keep them coming through. Someone's going to win themselves the Gramazio Foods meat tray.
Oh, hang on. Might not be over yet. 5 seconds to go. Let it bounce. 13. Can you believe it? He's kicked 13 on the siren.
Time to Pixter. Around 70% of serious dental problems start in the gaps between teeth. Pixters clean those gaps like floss, only easier. Keep by your toothbrush and use daily. Have you Pixtered today?
Mark Boris is the mentor who keeps choosing stories over spreadsheets and keeps feeding those big ideas. So keep good company with the Mentor podcast.
Kia's summer offers just got hotter with incredible value on 2025 build models at your Kia dealer now. Whether it's the full electric experience or the hybrid adventure you're after, Kia has you covered with the World Car of the Year EV3 now starting from $46,990 drive away, and the new hybrid Sportage from only $44,490 drive away. Hurry in for these incredible Kia summer offers at your Kia dealer now.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
G'day, Keith Conlon here. You've probably heard me talking about fusion clinical trials. Clinical research is vital for paving the way in the development of new medications and future health management. This is Fusion's commitment to Adelaide with its team of doctors, health professionals and the community working together to improve the well-being of all Australians and those beyond our shores. Rest assured, we'll be hearing more about fusion clinical research in the months ahead. Trusted research, proven results. Fusion.
Adelaide's biggest Greek festival is back, the Yasu Adelaide Greek Festival. It's 2 epic days of food, music and culture, Saturday and Sunday, February 21 and 22 at Morphettville Racecourse.
Yasu Vre, experience the magic of Greece with more than 40 food and market stalls, traditional dancing and non-stop entertainment.
And how about this? Matty Pantelis will be there himself, feature as the MC alongside Volandi. Band Cosmos, Paul Kasparidis, from The Voice Greece, late night vibes at Club Largo with DJ Crazy Con. You wait till you combine Matt Pantelis with DJ Crazy Con at Club Largo. Oh, boy. And local Adelaide Greek DJs as well.
Sunday brings MC George Kapanaris and Volandi, band Cosmos and Konstantina Tooney direct from Greece. Parking is free or catch the tram. Plus, get free entry to the festival between 11am and 2pm.
This will be excellent. Don't miss the Yasu Adelaide Greek Festival, February 21 and 22 at the Morphettville Racecourse. Tickets available at the door or visit yasuadelaide.com.au.
Go Harvey Norman. The only thing more Australian than a meat pie is the Aussie-built oven it goes in. Westinghouse is happy to help with ovens built in Australia for Australians. Now at Harvey Norman, upgrade to Westinghouse and get bonus gift cards. That's right, bonus gift cards on selected Westinghouse ovens, cooktops, range hoods and freestanding cookers. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store at Harvey Norman. Westinghouse bonus gift card offer on now. Conditions apply.
Paint professionals. You know the name and you know what to expect. Nothing but a professional finish and professional service. But did you know that Marty and his team are also the go-to professionals when it comes to rejuvenating your pool? If your concrete or fiberglass pool has lost its beautiful blue, paint professionals can recoat your pool and bring it back to its former glory, like new again. Get the professional treatment. Brush with the best. Call Paint Professionals or visit paintprofessionals.com.au.
Build like a brick house. Basic Trailers make quality trailers of all sizes here in Adelaide. Made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing across SA. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
Experience luxury at sea with Silver Sea and Phil Hoffman Travel with savings of up to 40%. Sail iconic ports, ancient cities and dazzling coastlines in all-inclusive comfort. Enjoy world-class dining, personalised service and immersive shore experiences. Sign up to the Platinum Cruise Club to receive $300 on-board spend per suite. Offer ends the 28th of February. Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
FIVEAA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to FIVEAA on Facebook or YouTube.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
25 after 6, it was a big day at the Playford Tavern there on Peachy Road on Wednesday when a Davern Park man won the Keno Spot 10 jackpot draw of $3,146,692.
Wow.
That'd make a dent in your bills. There was an interesting debate I was having with people yesterday. Can you retire? Could you retire on $3 million?
Depends how old you are.
Well, it depends what your needs are.
Well, it depends if you paid off your house.
Yeah.
Or if you're close to paying off your house.
Because if you think about it, say you could get a 5% return on that, $150,000 a year.
$150,000 a year is
10% is 300. Yeah, that's right. So maybe it's closer than you think. We've got a financial expert on here in Chris Foster-Ramsey, finance and money expert. Chris, good morning to you. What would be the smartest thing to do if you suddenly found yourself in possession of $3 million, do you think?
Well, I think it's probably smart to look at paying off the bad debt in inverted commas. I think that things like credit cards and car loans and that sort of stuff usually are the ones that go first when this sort of stuff happens. And I think that it's a real opportunity to set yourself up for the rest of your life and as you say, have a return that can support your lifestyle for the years to come.
What would you invest the money in, Chris? Would you just bank it?
Well, I think you'd put it in the bank to start with, and then I think it's about really trying to get the right advice from the right people for your situation. As you say, it's about age, it's about whether you own a house, and the thing I love about this story is that one of the first things he did was he was like, "Here, Mum, here, Dad, here's a house. Like we'll contribute to the family in other ways." So I think that doesn't seem like it's about living like a rock star for 3 years. It's about trying to put the things in place for their situation for 30 years to come.
Yeah. People get confronted with more realistic and likely small versions of this, don't they? When they inherit money, they get money from an unexpected source, maybe a payout or something or other work-wise. What are the biggest mistakes people make when they get a sudden windfall, for want of a better turn of phrase?
Yeah, and we see this from time to time. I think that the excitement and the thought around having to come into all this money, that's probably the most dangerous part, in that people get tied up in that for the first couple of weeks and then work out what they want to do with it. So we regularly see people coming into money where they do, and putting that in smart places, and most of the time through our business that comes through the way of a contribution to a property purchase in one way or another.
Yeah, that seems to be the smart thing these days. Good on you, Chris. Chris Foster-Ramsey, finance and money expert. Would be nice to have the dilemma of where you were going to park your $3.1 million. 14.2 degrees outside in the city at the moment, heading for a top of 28 today, so it'll be a little bit warmer than yesterday, which was oddly cool. Pretty good day if you're at Live Golf, I reckon. Tom Wren is in the studio with us to talk Live Golf and more. Get to Agostina Mitsubishi, Nowsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990. Morning to you, Rennie.
Yeah, morning, Will. Morning, David. Was there yesterday and today and hopefully over the weekend. I know you're going as well, Will. It was a great day for Mark Leishman. We've had the Rippers win the team event before, but we're yet to have an individual winner from an Australian perspective of Live, and he's off to a great start. He's equal leader. I think the organisers would be thrilled with who's up there. It's Leishman, who's tied lead with Bryson DeChambeau, who sort of everyone knows and appreciates. Then you've got John Rahm up there, Joaquin Niemann, defending champion, who's world-class, and Dustin Johnson, who hasn't played as well in recent years, but it's great to see him fit and firing. So it was a really good day. Concert was on last night. I was amazed at just how many young people are going in, that later part of the day. So that's what it's all about. It'll be on over the weekend, temperature warming up. So should be a great weekend. Big day of sport, because today we've got the Crows, a full internal hit out. Port Adelaide the same. I know it's a bit weird. It's a bit like Dancing with His Sister, the internal trials, but they're a necessary evil.
Interesting that Riley O'Brien's not playing with the ones today.
Huge. I think it could be a pointer with the rules. Lockie McAndrew sort of being looked at as to how things might unfold throughout the year.
That's a big story.
It's a big story. And I think this...
So what, a new ruckman?
Yeah, because
for the Crows.
Well, because the rules have changed in such a way.
Ruckman.
The rules have changed in such a way. The fear is that Riley O'Brien can't compete anymore.
The players that are going to benefit most out of this.
The way he positions himself.
Well, you're not allowed to wrestle. So at centre bouncers, the likes of Luke Jackson, Tom De Koning, Mark Pitnett, they are licking their lips because they can't get touched. Whereas Riley O'Brien, he's all about, Max Gawn, they're all about grabbing you, wrestling and grappling.
Yeah.
They're really strong. But if they're not allowed to do that, what do they do? So it's...
Why have they changed the rule?
Good question. Tom Wren?
Just because of the AFL?
Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing.
I think they think it looks better.
The AFL, they just don't like
a bit more spectacular, the big run and jump.
They don't like the wrestling rule. Yep.
Don't like it. Don't like the way it looks.
Yeah.
Just imagine being at that meeting in AFL House.
Yeah. So for poor Rob, and, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard. So that's a big watch.
Good on you, Reddy.
Thanks, boys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Sunny and 28 today with the 6:30 news. I'm Jess Adamson.
Had a collision? Get in touch with Premier Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Liberal MPs are preparing to gather in Canberra this morning to decide who the next federal leader will be. Angus Taylor will challenge current leader Susan Lee for the top job. It's understood Mr Taylor has the numbers to get over the line, but Ms Lee's supporters maintain it'll be a tight contest. Taylor supporter Matt O'Sullivan says it's clear change is needed to win back voter support.
And the Australian people are communicating very loudly to us that they need a strong, credible opposition that is able to communicate with them and resonate with them the sort of policies that are necessary and, importantly, taking the fight up to Labor every single day. And they're not seeing us do that recently.
The federal government will commit $87 million to support stolen generation survivors. The package will give descendants of victims access to family tracing and reunification services. The announcement comes on the 18th anniversary of the apology to the stolen generation. Day 2 of Live Golf will kick off later this morning. Premier Peter Malinauskas says 2026 is on track to be the biggest year yet.
The ticket sales for Friday, Saturday and Sunday are up on last year, and last year was a record, so we really should clear another 100,000 people through the gates, particularly across the weekend. And hotel occupancy is up, more money going into the state from outside of the state, and Grangers and their members have helped facilitate that, so we're nothing but grateful.
Communities across southeast Queensland are bracing for a weekend deluge. Rainfall totals of up to 400 millimetres in 3 days are expected as ex-tropical cyclone Mitchell makes its way across the country. Several sandbagging stations and evacuation centres have already been opened. A new study has found learning a language and visiting museums as an adult can delay the onset of dementia by 5 years. Professor Michael Woodward is the head of dementia research at Austin Health.
It stimulates the brain, and anything that stimulates the brain increases brain cells, synapses, and can therefore protect us from the ravages of Alzheimer's. So it doesn't necessarily stop the changes that would eventually lead to Alzheimer's, but it gives us a better barrier, a bit of better protection.
Celebrations are in full swing for the Australians at the Winter Olympics in Italy after shock gold for men's mogul skier Cooper Woods. With the last run of the competition, Woods, who's never won a World Cup event, snatched first place, becoming the nation's 7th Winter Olympics gold medalist of all time. The 25-year-old says it still hasn't really sunk in.
It's still crazy hearing Olympic champ like that. It's really cool. It's really, really amazing.
Compatriot and flag bearer Matt Graham finished in 5th. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. As we just heard now, Australia has its first gold of the Winter Games. It's also its first medal and 7th gold medalist in the history of the Winter Olympics. Well, Aussie Mark Leishman has made a great start on the opening day of the Live tournament and is in a share of the lead after a bogey-free round of 6 under. He shares the lead with big-hitting American Bryson DeChambeau and is hoping to become the first Aussie to win an individual event here in Adelaide.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, Aussies win Australian Opens and PGAs and, I won a Victorian PGA last year. I've never seen an Australian win an individual title and a live event in Australia, which I think would be be pretty special.
Yeah, it certainly would. Elvis Smiley and Lucas Herbert are 5 shots back at 1 under, while Cam Smith was 3 over after 3 holes, but recovered to finish at even par, while South Aussie Wade Ormsby is back at 1 over. Well, Adelaide is preparing for a full internal trial tonight at Port Augusta as preparations for the season ahead continue. Meantime, Chair John Olsen has told Rowie and Timmy G the club's new facility is getting closer to completion.
We look like in end of October, early November, being able to move into our new headquarters at Theberton, which will provide our squad with some of the best training facilities in Australia, and that underpins the support we're giving players to be the best that they can possibly be.
Yeah, great to hear. Port will also hold its internal trial tonight at Alberton. Meantime, the UEFA Nations League draw has been completed. England has been grouped with Spain, Croatia and Czechia. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32 tomorrow, up to 36 for Sunday and 37 for Monday. Right now it's 14 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Glowbird Energy presents 4 for free every day. Where most energy companies give 3 hours, we're giving 4 for free. It's amazing what you can achieve in 4 hours. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m, get free electricity daily. That's 4 hours of free electricity. Glowbird Energy, 4 for free. Fact sheets available at glowbirdenergy.com.au. Basic plan information documents are available at glowbirdenergy.com.au. Free on all standard circuits. Excludes controlled load.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
From Cairns to Canberra, Perth to Port Macquarie, you can rely on Red Spot to provide the perfect ride for your next holiday. We're the only Aussie family-owned and operated car rental company in airport terminals and cities all over Australia with a new fleet and 100% local Aussie service. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
There's a reason TJM has been part of South Australia's four-wheel drive scene for over 30 years. They were one of the first dedicated four-wheel drive accessory companies in this state, and they've been doing it better ever since.
These guys are great with 3 locations, more than 40 staff, and a team made up entirely of genuine four-wheel drive camping and touring enthusiasts. TJM doesn't just sell gear, they live it.
Yeah, that's right. TJM, they test it, they fit it, they make sure it's right for your vehicle, your lifestyle, and how you actually use it.
From bull bars, suspension and serious vehicle protection to setting your rig up safely for off-road, caravanning or camping, it's about getting maximum enjoyment out of your purchase.
And if you love seeing a well-set-up TJM vehicle on the road, you'll love what TJM are showcasing at the Caravan and Camping Show, Wednesday, February 25 to Sunday, March 1. Make sure you call in and see all of TJM on display. TJM, built for journey.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth a trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including Steinborner Commercial Yard in Gawler, SA's biggest yard dedicated to certified low-kilometre used cars, utes, vans, 4x4s and, of course, the new Jack Ute. Along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff, you know it's well worth a trip to Steinborner Commercial Yard and Gawler Jack. View our whole range at steinborner.com.au.
Time to Pixter. Around 70% of serious dental problems start in the gaps between teeth. Pixters clean those gaps like floss, only easier. Keep by your toothbrush and use daily. Have you Pixtered today?
Who wants to go on a holiday? Dreaming of your next getaway? With Travel Auctions, the choice is yours. From powered sites for caravanners to holiday cabins, relaxing cruises and hotel escapes, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. You bid the price you want to pay. With Travel Auctions, it's as simple as placing your bid, and if you are successful, hello holiday. Travelauctions.com.au or call 1300 656573. No hidden fees, just great deals.
5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
21 minutes to 7. The spill for the Federal Liberal Party leadership will take place at 8:30 our time. That's in 2 hours' time. And in an hour's time, Michael Pachy will give us the inside running on what's likely to happen. Pack as connected as anyone in this country, and we'll find out, I reckon, an hour ahead of time how this is likely to fall. Michael Pachy after 7:30. There's been no development, unfortunately, overnight in the search for Nancy Guthrie in the United States. There had been some hope with regard to a man that had been detained for questioning, but he was subsequently released, and that line of inquiry appears to have been extinguished. So where to from here? Richard Rellis has been covering this story for the Arizona Republic and joins us on 5AA Breakfast now. Richard, good morning to you, and thanks for your time.
Good morning.
So, Richard, given that the suspect that the police had, and I saw him overnight on both CNN and Fox, talking about how they thought his eyebrows were similar to the person seen on the doorstep. Does this mean that the authorities are effectively now almost back at square one with nothing to go on?
From our vantage point as observers, it does seem like, right, there's no one they have in their sights, but we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. There still is activity. They're still gaining evidence. They've asked the public to re-look at any security footage they have from a very specific day, 10 days before the disappearance, and then anything on January 31st from another time frame, which also might think maybe they're narrowing down what a vehicle or something that they're trying to get at. They had a tent over the front door of Nancy Guthrie's home today. We have no idea what was going on in that tent. But, right, are they trying to get forensic evidence that they didn't want the media to see? Are they trying to replicate darkness, as you've probably seen, the doorbell camera video? Were they trying to replicate what that looked like and put objects in that sort of condition to see if that's what it was? So there's a lot going on behind the scenes that maybe from our vantage point we're not able to see, and it does feel like a step back. They also haven't completely ruled out the man in Rio Rico. And I was down there and talked to him at 1 a.m, Arizona time, when they finally, he cleared, he was released to his home and gone, but they've said he was released, but they have not essentially said he's not part of the investigation still, even though he claims to not know anything about anything.
Oh, okay, so that guy who was effectively holding his own sort of one-man press conference talking to the TVs, so he's not necessarily in the clear yet?
Well, I mean, again, he's been released. He's not in custody. He's back home. His home is no longer, something that detectives are looking at. He says he has nothing to do with it, but again, we have to very carefully parse out what they're saying. The authorities said he's been released. They haven't said he's been cleared. So is there a chance they think there's something there, that he may have information? But they're not telling us why they stopped him. He said he didn't know why he was stopped. He works as a delivery driver. Did he deliver a package? He claimed to not know who Nancy Guthrie was or Savannah Guthrie. But, right, I think, it's frustrating, as you can imagine. Authorities aren't telling us every step they're taking. So a lot of these answers we won't get until it's all resolved, and then everything becomes clear. But right now, it's still a waiting game. We're being out on the scene, watching FBI agents walk through the desert. Someone put it almost like they're looking for a lost earring in the desert. Apparently they found things in the desert around this neighborhood, including gloves, at least one glove.
Wow. And has it been proven, or proven might be the wrong word, with the ransoms that were being sought, were they necessarily from people who are suspected of being involved in the abduction, or rather is there a possibility they could have just been people who opportunistically got in touch with the family to try to make some money out of this?
There definitely was one that authorities said was a ruse, and they arrested a guy in California and have charged him with that. But again, as an observer, they seem to take very seriously at least one set of communications from someone who claimed to have held, and it's probably the one that everyone's heard of, someone who said they want cryptocurrency, and they talked about some deadlines. So they haven't said whether it's legitimate, but they certainly were acting as if it was. They were acting as if this was someone who might know something, and they were definitely interested in communications. The Guthrie family, the videos they created, The first communications were all centered around trying to reach that one individual. Since then, the FBI has said, and again, we have to parse the words carefully, they are not aware of continued communication between the Guthrie family and this supported person who wrote the ransom note. Does that mean there's no communication? Does that mean there was communication? We don't know, but right now it seems like there's not a lot more going on there. Savannah Guthrie's newest videos are more aimed at the public. Please help. She posted a video in the last few hours that was just old family movies of her as a little toddler, a little girl with her mother at this what looks like that same home. The mom has lived there since 1975. Is where she raised the Guthries. So just trying to still keep the public's interest and asking anyone if they've seen anything to please contact authorities.
Richard Ruelas, we really appreciate your time, Richard. It's a huge story, getting a big amount of coverage here in Australia too, but thanks for taking time out from the coverage to join us here in Australia. Thank you, mate.
14 minutes to 7. We should probably stop being shocked by the depths to which humanity can on occasion plummet. But my word, imagine watching a news service or however you get your information, finding out someone is going through an abduction situation and thinking, well, here's an opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting, isn't it? What sort of a scumbag do you have to be?
It's hard to get your head around. 13 to 7, let's talk about the weather today. And over the course of the weekend, Daniel Sherwin-Simpson at the Weather Bureau joins us. Morning to you, Daniel.
Good morning, David and Will.
So still a little bit cooler than what we've experienced today, but looks like it's warming back up.
Yeah, look, a bit cooler today, 28 degrees though, so not too much to complain about, although it was a bit of a cooler start. We're still sitting at around 14 degrees in the city, and we've got a little bit of southeasterly wind coming down over the lofties, which is probably bringing the feels like down a couple of extra degrees as well. But as I said, gain up to 28 degrees in the sun, so you can't complain too much. As we move into the weekend, we'll start to move into some more summery weather, heading up to 32 tomorrow. Still going to be in some slightly blowy southeasterly winds, but as we move into Sunday, that's when we really get into the summer weather. 36 on the forecast, still sunny, and then moving into the new week, we stay warm, although we're going to see a cold front come through probably in the afternoon on Tuesday. That could lead to possibly some rumbles up in the lofties with a little bit of thunder and a slight chance of the shower, although we probably won't get much out of it. And then we'll go back to sort of this cooler weather. So very much in a bit of a repeating cycle, similar to what we got the last couple of days. We'll see in the middle parts of next week as well.
Good stuff, Daniel. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right, let's head to Safe Senior Constable Matt Brown's on the line. Matt, a drunk driver has crashed at Craigmore.
That's right. Well, about 10 p.m. last night, police arrived at the scene of a crash on Yorktown Road where a car had collided with a roundabout at the intersection of Adams Road, then came to a stop nearby as it sustained extensive damage to the engine. The driver, a 41-year-old Aldinga Beach woman, underwent a breath test and returned a positive reading of .166. She was reported for drink driving, driving without proper control, and driving unlicensed. She also can't drive anymore because the engine's fallen out of her car. But the woman was issued with a 12-month immediate loss of licence notice, and her car was towed from the scene, so she'll be summoned to appear in court at a later date.
What a yobbo. Matt, also, a bloke's been arrested in Plympton in possession of stolen bank cards.
That's right. About 2 a.m. today, police conducted a check of a licensed premises on Anzac Highway at Plympton, and when there, they spoke to a 23-year-old man from Monopara, and he actually had an outstanding warrant. His bag was searched, and police located drug paraphernalia, suspected stolen bank cards, tools, torches, gloves and face masks. So he was charged with drug possession, unlawful possession, possessing article to commit offences, as well as an unrelated theft matter, and he was refused bail and will appear in court today. So some good work by patrols there.
Also, Matt, someone's car got broken into and some tools were pinched.
That's right. Well, a bit of a public safety messaging here. Police were called to Grave Street at Newton about 3:45 a.m. today, where the owner had reported awaking to the sound of their car alarm. When they went out to investigate, they found their car had been smashed and thousands of dollars worth of tools had been stolen. And police attended and searched the area, but unfortunately were unable to locate any suspects. And this comes after a report of another break into a car just after midnight on Thursday, the 12th of February. Police were called to Gorge Road, also at Newton, after reports that two suspects had broken into a ute while the owner was completing some building works. And they located their ute, and the rear window had been smashed. And once again, thousands of dollars worth of tools and personal belongings had been stolen. And police attended and searched the area with police dog Griffin, but unfortunately unable to sniff out any suspects on that occasion. But we're just reminding everyone, not just tradies and workers, but everyone who might think, I'll just leave my laptop or drills or whatever I have in the back seat. You need to bring those inside and make sure they're secure, because if you don't lock it up, you'll lose it.
Yeah, good advice. It's a good message. Good on you, Matt. Thank you. Senior Constable Matt Brown from Sapole. Don't make your Friday the 13th an unlucky one. We're talking about superstitions this morning for the meat tray, thanks to Gramazio Foods, SA's own celiac certified butcher, Burnside Village, Golden Grove, and online at gramaziofoods.com.au. You can get calling through with your superstitions, 8223 0000, and you might walk away at 9 o'clock with that magnificent meat tray. Let's check traffic for the first time on this Friday morning. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. A crash to look out for at Waterloo Corner today, the north-south motorway to the interchange. First Watermain at Elizabeth South, Phillip Highway near Coglan Road, and starting to get busy South Road at Karata Park. Live Golf up and running again this year, so look out for some delays around the Grange Golf Club later in the day, and got a camera Clark Terrace at Seaton. Shop Synova's half price right now at Chemist Warehouse, in-store and online. 1 week only. Sale ends Feb 18. Excludes bulk sizes. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Ladies, we all know how uncomfortable it can be when we get itchy, red or with an unpleasant odour down there. Did you know vaginal probiotics can help you feel fresh and balanced? Introducing Caruso's Vaginal Care Probiotic. Caruso's Vaginal Care Probiotic contains a blend of good bacteria to help maintain a vaginal healthy microflora and pH. So if you're looking for a new and effective way to manage your vaginal health, try Caruso's new Vaginal Care Probiotic today. Made in Australia and available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
The wait is finally over. Adelaide's newest Omoda JQ dealership has arrived. Get early access and visit the team from Paradise Motors Omoda JQ and experience the excitement at Tea Tree Plaza for a limited time only. Discover the breathtaking Omoda 9 SHS and the rugged, refined JQ J7 SHS and the all-new JQ J8. Don't miss out. Be among the first to see them. Visit the team at Tea Tree Plaza and book your test drive today, or they'll even come to you. Paradise Motors Omoda JQ. Your next journey starts now. T's and C's apply. ParadiseMotorsOmodaJQ.com.au. MVD 352106.
If you're thinking of building or renovating your kitchen, you've got a lot of choices to make, but the first choice should be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. Deputy distributors there in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display.
They've got everything from ovens, cooktops, stoves, dishwashers, fridges, kettles, toasters and more. Smeg seamlessly pairing powerful performance with amazing architectural design. They even have cooking demonstrations. I know because I did one when I got my Smeg oven, and it was great. Smeg, proudly made in Italy since 1948. It's technology with style. Visit the Smeg showroom today at Deputy Distributors, Harrison Road, Dudley Park.
The cost of living is out of control.
But Family First will take the pressure off. They'll cut migration, approve more housing, cut family taxes and slow the race to renewables.
Vote 1 Family First to take the pressure off the cost of living.
Authorised by Lyle Shelton, Family First Party, Norwood.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early. Or late. Either way, the Olympic Industries sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA-engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough, or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
6 minutes to 7. Not great news for our freeway commuters in the hills. Just got some news through out of Crafers. A huge oil tanker has broken down. It stopped right before the cameras as you come to the bend on the left-hand lane. It's just happened, and the expectation is that we will cause delays over the course of the morning.
It's every other day, isn't it?
Yeah, quite literally.
On average. Like the last fortnight, I reckon there's been 5 days where it's been cactus on the freeway.
If we wanted to talk about the most newsworthy development on the freeway, it should probably be the days there's nothing to report.
Yeah, totally.
Just take it as read there's a breakdown or a crash that's causing issues.
Mountain of text, people texting with their superstitions. I like this one from Andrew. When booking airline tickets, I always choose seats in aisle 27, which is my birthday, and either A or F for a window seat. They're behind the wing, so I get to walk across the tarmac past the aircraft, up the stairs and into the back door. And Rob says, my wife only has things in odd numbers, not 2 lollies, but 3, 5 or 7 like you, Dave. But my question is, when is it a superstition? And when have you crossed over to obsessive-compulsive? That's a good question.
It could be a question for our next guest, who has one of the best-sounding master's degrees I've heard. Kylie Sturgis is a communications lecturer, has a master's degree in paranormal and pseudo-scientific belief in Australians, which I think is a target-rich environment in 2026. Kylie Sturgis, good morning to you and welcome to the program.
Good morning and happy Paratrachotriskadecaphobia Day to both of you.
We were just trying to work that one out earlier, Kylie. But what's the sort of basis for superstition? And is it something that you think's almost within us? Because it's been in humanity since the dawn of time, hasn't it?
Absolutely. You'd be surprised how many of us have superstitious behaviour, even if we don't consider ourselves superstitious. You might be crossing your fingers for luck, avoiding walking under ladders, which quite frankly sounds sensible. Some people might be a bit worried about black cats, certain colours, certain numbers. Going into exam, you get into a certain ritual or going onto a stage or onto a tennis court. If there's something that worries us, more likely you're going to find some sort of superstitious behaviour involved.
We've been talking too about things that might not be, they might feel like superstitions, but maybe they're little obsessive-compulsive glimpses, like being obsessed with numbers in a certain order, eating certain numbers of things. What is the distinction, or is there no distinction between that type of behaviour and a superstition?
Well, you can get an excessive belief and reverence for the supernatural that might be expressed through behaviour or a lack of it. And when it starts crossing the border into completely controlling you, that's when we do start getting worried. And there can be all kinds of factors that can lead to it becoming excessive. There might be concerns, rituals, communities can certainly contribute to this kind of excessiveness. But ultimately, I think that doing what we're doing right now, which is talking about it, maybe debunking some of the harsher elements of it, encouraging people to be able to think about it and see whether or not it really does control you, or is it something that, well, it can just be a quirky element of the pattern-seeking creatures that we are.
Yeah, that's on that point, pattern-seeking, trying to sort of learn from the environment and what repeats and what doesn't. Is the concept of the superstition a feature or a bug, do you think?
I think it is a feature. Let's face it. As Tim Minchin once said, we are all just monkeys wearing shoes, aren't we? Superstitions can calm you down. They can help you make decisions. It can help you be a part of a group. There's lots of communities that bond over superstitions, and I'm certain there's plenty of people out there who really want to be a part of their culture and their traditions, and I think of superstitions as being a part of that. Of course, it can lead to anxiety, overwhelming fear, and people can ostracise or hurt others if there's overwhelming elements of superstition, but people can find excuses to be nasty to each other no matter what. We know this. So superstitions can help with a sense of control. What ends up being controlled is another question.
Fascinating chat, Kylie. Kylie Sturgis, communications lecturer who has a master's degree in paranormal and pseudo-scientific belief in Australians. I like that scene right at the end of Goodfellas when Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta, he's got the babysitter all worded up to take the drugs to the airport, and she goes, "Oh, I haven't got my lucky hat." Because what are you talking about? And she's got this implacable look on her face. She just goes, "It's my lucky hat. I can't fly without it."
Yeah.
And then he runs out to get her, to take her in the car, and the house is swarming with police.
I do like Kylie's description that she painted a picture. There's a finer line than I think most people acknowledge between the don't move seats, our football team's ahead by 3 goals, and the rigorous adherence to routine before going to work in the morning. Like those two things are actually, it's just your brain making sense of the world. And we kind of see one as more logical than the other, but really it's sort of, we're trying to make sense of things and try and have some stability in decision making. And maybe we shouldn't be laughing at people that have funny little superstitions and quirks.
Yeah,
'cause
totally.
Everyone's got it. Some of us just call it routine.
Yeah.
82230000. Yours could win you a Gramazio Foods meat tray. So get calling now.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Sunny and 28 today with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Some of Susan Lee's allies are holding hope she may be able to hang on to the Liberal leadership, but the arithmetic is not in her favour. Ms Lee will face a spill this morning with long-time rival Angus Taylor expected to prevail in the challenge. Mr Taylor argues a circuit breaker is needed to stem the party's poor polling results. Lee supporter Paul Scarr concedes the result may not go her way, but claims the Liberals will still be punished by voters.
The fact that the Liberal Party has replaced its first woman leader after less than 12 months will be weaponised brutally by our political opponents.
A 22-year-old Manopara man will face court today charged with drug offences and theft. He was arrested at 2 this morning at a hotel on Anzac Highway at Plympton. Police say he was in possession of several bank cards, drugs, tools, torches, gloves and face masks. Federal police are facing an integrity storm. Misconduct allegations almost tripled in 3 years. The breaches include alleged links to a drug trafficking network, failed drug tests, conduct endangering a partner and the misuse of seized cryptocurrency. Health experts are putting Australian workplaces on high alert with the last weeks of summer expected to deliver more high temperatures. The Australian Institute of Health and Safety is urging employers and staff to take action to prevent heat stress and heat-related injuries. Chief Executive Julia Whitford says it's a serious safety risk within the workplace.
There's heat stroke, fatigue, and these are the things we've really got to look out for because they not only injure on site but on travel home as well.
Passengers using a free bus service on Sydney's northern beaches will now be required to cover up their swimwear. Drivers operating the free hop, skip and jump bus can now turn away shirtless beachgoers or women and girls wearing bikinis. The council says it received a number of complaints about wet swimmers being unhygienic on the seats. Consumer groups are calling on the government to do more to protect Australians from romance scams in the lead up to Valentine's Day. In 2024, romance scams were the second most costly scam in the country, with $157 million lost. Choice spokesperson Morgan Campbell says these crimes are cruel and deeply personal.
Don't click links that you didn't request is always a good principle. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And take a breath. Scammers will try and rush you to do something fast and make a decision while you're in a bit of a window of vulnerability.
Live Golf continues at Grange today. Tens of thousands are expected to flock to the course to see some of the biggest names in the world play the second round. Premier Peter Malinauskas says there's a new phase proving to be a major draw card.
Elvis Smiley, now all of a sudden he's a fan favourite overnight. It just shows that, young people getting into the game is brilliant.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, what's not to love about him? Just 23 years of age. He's made a solid start too in the opening round of the Live event here in Adelaide, firing an opening round of 1 under to put him 5 shots off the lead. That at the moment is being shared by fellow Aussie Mark Leishman and also the American Bryson DeChambeau. Dustin Johnson is just 1 shot behind at 5 under. Well, Australia has claimed its first gold medal of the Winter Olympics in Italy with a shock victory for men's mogul skier Cooper Woods. Woods, who had never won a World Cup event heading into the Games, defied the odds with a standout performance to finish on top. He was the last athlete on the course and emotions erupted as the score came through.
It's first. He's won. 83.71. He's done it. It's equal. It's equal first. Come on, Cooper Woods. He is an Olympic gold medalist.
Audio there, thanks tonight. Amazing stuff. He's just the 7th Aussie to get a gold at a Winter Olympics. Well, the Crows and Port Adelaide will hold internal trial matches tonight. The Power to have theirs at the club, while the Crows will do theirs in Port Augusta as part of their community camp. Ange Postecoglou has fired a shot at his former club Tottenham after the sacking of his successor, Thomas Frank. He's told The Overlap the club's conservative approach in the player market is holding them back from competing with the big clubs.
It's not the transfer fee, the wages to really attract. I mean, when was the last time Tottenham really signed somebody who you go, wow?
Meantime, it remains 0-0 in the English Premier League match between Brentford and Arsenal. There's about 15 minutes to play in the first half. To cricket, at the T20 World Cup, India has hammered Namibia by 93 runs. Sri Lanka beat Oman by 105 runs, while Italy thrashed Nepal by 10 wickets with 44 balls remaining. And the Kookaburras have defeated Germany 3-0 in hockey's Pro League event in Hobart. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. A crash with delays at Waterloo Corner this morning, the north-south motorway near the interchange. A burst Warnermain and Elizabeth South, Phillip Highway near Coghlan Road, and slow South Road at Karata Park. Live Golf up and running again this year, so look out for some speed restrictions and delays around the Grange Golf Club later today. And a camera at Clark Terracetum. What's the one for back-to-school lunches the kids love? Tip Top, the one. Soft and tasty, high in fibre, a source of protein with added vitamins and minerals. Tip Top's the one. Good on you, Mum. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32 tomorrow, up to 36 for Sunday. Mostly sunny and 37 for Monday. Right now it's 14 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
7 after 7, good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on this Friday the 13th of February, the 13th informing the Gramazio Foods meat tray today as we ask you about your superstitions, and as Kylie Sturgis told us before the break, they are a feature, not a bug, of your pattern recognising brain, so don't be embarrassed by your silly superstitions, and today they might just win you a meat tray on 8223 0000. Michael Pachy in the nation's capital after 7:30 today. Most insiders are saying that Angus Taylor has the numbers for the 8:30 a.m. Adelaide time leadership spill.
This feels like an episode of Blue Hills, doesn't it? It feels like it's been going on for months.
It does, yeah.
Really?
Well, at least it ends for now.
Yeah.
In an hour.
Well, they've got to stop it.
23 minutes.
And for the South Australian Liberals, who I think had just an unbelievably bad day yesterday with that water stuff. Well, not that Labor needs a killer blow.
No.
If they did, that was it. Don't you think?
Wasn't great.
And I know that there's a lot of people who go, well, hang on, Labor's lied about ramping, and that is true.
Just for that, let's set it up for our listeners that aren't aware with because a few people are saying, what was this killer audio that was released? And it was a party room discussion about the axing of a policy that the state Liberals had regarding water bill relief, and it was a policy originally to.
It was actually the audio was from an industry event, a water industry event on Wednesday, where the Liberals' shadow spokeswoman for water, Nicola Centofanti, told this event that the Liberals' commitment to reverse the 3.5% water bill increase would not be taken in the election, and that obviously there's budgetary pressures and there's actually a perfectly rational, logical, defensible argument for it, except for the fact that all the Liberal candidates on their election material are telling people in their flyers that are going into letterboxes and so forth, if elected, a Hearn Liberal government will cut, what's the figure, $75?
Yeah, they'll reduce the rise.
Off the bill.
They'll yeah.
So it's a $500 million promise. Well, they're not doing it. Well, for that to happen in the middle of the campaign, when the public hasn't been
and that's
told.
just a total tactical misstep because they had the perfect opportunity, and they did this with regard to stamp duty. Change of leadership, we reviewed all the policies. This new suite of policies now reflects the circumstance that we find ourselves in, blah, 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 Labor stuffed the budget, blah, blah, blah. Like they had an opportunity to do it when the leadership change happened.
Yeah, and they did it with like the stamp duty stuff.
Yes, that's right. So this is just a
sneak
total
out
stuff up
privately at an industry event when they've got candidates campaigning saying they'll do it. Now, what I was saying, though, and you look at the comments online, and obviously there's a lot of people out there who are people who do still support the Liberals going, well, okay, Labor said they were going to get rid of ramping. What's happened with that? Labor said they were going to build a hydrogen plant. What's happened with that? So that's the counter-attack, and it's effective up to a point. The problem for the Libs, though, is it gives Labor the chance to go, you people are just making this up as you're going along. Like in the middle of a campaign, how do we know what's in and what's out anymore? And that's an issue for undecided voters, but as we said at the start, it feels like there's not many of them left.
Okay.
But maybe the one good thing that'll come out of the leadership stuff this morning for the SA Libs is that at least it will get it off the nightly news, get it out of the newspaper, and they'll have a bit of clear air and use the remaining 35 days to really land some punches.
Well, at least some calm, maybe not destroying the brand any further and salting the earth for Ashton Hearn in that last month. There's going to be a big story, I suspect, that is going to develop over the course of today when a man appears in the Port Adelaide Magistrates Court after what sounds like a horrific attack on bus number 117 from the CBD to the western suburbs on Monday. Deanna Williams has been covering this story for 7 News. Dee, good morning. For our listeners unaware, and I appreciate the details are scant, but the age of the alleged victim and the nature of the alleged offending, this is going to be something I think a lot of people are going to be talking about.
Good morning, boys. Yes, rather a concerning event that happened on Monday afternoon around 3:30. Police are telling us that a teenage girl, quite a young teenage girl, so we're looking at the sort of the lower end of her teenage life, are sexually assaulted by a man she does not know, travelling on a public bus towards the western suburbs from the city. That is the information that police are giving us, that we're going to great pains to tell us that this is someone she does not know. At that time of the day, 3:30 in the afternoon, you can sort of suspect that maybe she was heading home from school. Sexually assaulted on a bus. They've since arrested a 33-year-old man at an open address, but he's from Findon. So he was arrested yesterday. This happened Monday. He was arrested yesterday, and he's going to appear in court tomorrow, charged with child sex offences. This is rather concerning. A public bus, at that time of the day, you would have thought that a bus would be quite packed with kids, packed with adults. We've been told that people saw her, witnesses saw the young girl get off the bus, and she was visibly upset. And obviously she went to police. This is really rather concerning, isn't it?
Horrible.
A young girl travelling by herself, obviously, on a public bus.
Just horrific.
That is extraordinary. Just disgusting. You'd think these days, like, there'd be footage of it, like, you know, hopefully.
Well, maybe that's why they're able to catch up with the guy so quickly.
Yeah.
But it is that story is every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Because as Dee says, and thank you for that, Dee. Dee will be in court a little bit later today, so we'll have the latest on 7 News tonight. You'd like to think in a place like Adelaide, there's nothing safer than jumping on a bus at 3:30 in the afternoon from the city. Like, just about every element of this is the most normal version of this.
Yeah, and at that age, you know, when your kids are at high school, it's not like derelict parenting. It's perfectly normal for kids to catch the bus because you don't think that things like that are going to happen.
Public transport needs to be safe.
Yeah.
These kind of stories, beyond the horrors for the individuals involved, I think do irreparable damage to people's faith in taking public transport into the future. This story is going to be a big one today, so you'll be able to follow it on 5AA across the day and then 7 tonight. The meat tray, thanks to Gramazio Foods, 8223 talking superstitions. Jeanette in Sellex Beach, good morning.
Oh, good morning. The number 13 has always been lucky for the Rothwell family. My father-in-law was a rear gunner in G for George, Bomber Lancaster, and he did 13 missions over Berlin. And quite often if we get a table at a restaurant or a cafe, it'll be number 13. And if we buy tickets of any sort, I deliberately choose 13. And it's just been very lucky for us. People avoid it, but we don't.
Are you an odd numbers person too, Jeanette? Do you prefer odd numbers to even numbers?
No, I don't. My lucky number's usually 4.
Okay.
So, and also I'd like to comment about the poor girl on the bus. I really think they should bring back conductors, people walking up and down. Like the driver can only drive. He can't do anything else.
Yep. Mm.
And, there's been even school buses, like, kids acting up, and they should just put more people in work and put conductors back on.
Yeah. It's a good suggestion.
Okay, thank you, guys.
No,
thanks a lot, Jeanette.
Thanks, Jeanette. I think the presence of some form of security or something would be terrific. But what has recent history taught us about the powers or the lack thereof for security guards to intervene in these sorts of things?
Exactly.
I mean, they provide a deterrent just by being there, obviously. But this is Adelaide at 3:30 p.m. on a weekday. You would have thought the deterrent is a bus full of people.
Yeah. Well, not even full. Even if there's a few people on the bus.
Just a few people.
Well, it's just disgusting, isn't it? Unbelievable. Hope to throw the book at this bastard.
There is something wrong with the experience of wandering around the Adelaide CBD these days. I don't know what the history of the person obviously involved. They're about to turn up in court. We'll find a bit more about that. But you don't have to walk too many blocks to the city of Adelaide these days to see someone stoned out of their brain, twitching like a zombie, shouting abuse.
Yeah, I think our city's actually, and it's not alone in this, but I think Adelaide, the centre of Adelaide, has got real problems. I think I had dinner with a mate last week in King William Street, and it was a Wednesday night, so there weren't that many people around. The only people who were around after 9 o'clock in King William Street felt like they were all potential trouble. When I was getting an Uber back home, and I was walking. My mate dropped me off, so I was walking back to his car, and he's like me. He's not a tiny bloke. He's not someone who's nervous, but we're walking around, and I said, because his office was in the city for a while, I said, the city kind of unpleasant, isn't it, at night? If you're away from Peel Street and the middle bit of Rundle Street or Goodger Street, suddenly there's a bit of edge to it.
Yep.
And I reckon part of it too is the neglect of buildings. Like King William Street, there's so many buildings. This is meant to be our Adelaide's own Champs-Élysées. King William Street looks like garbage. It's really bad that what's meant to be our grandest avenue has got $2 shops. It's got a lot of setback porticos, entry points to buildings that have just got people in there sleeping rough, people in there more often than not sleeping rough, people in there just off their faces on meth. Now, I don't know if that's on the council, if it's on the state government, what can be done to fix it, but there's nothing inviting about it.
No, it's more surprising if you walk 3 blocks and there's nothing that makes you go, oh, I might cross the street here.
You know what's really interesting? George Street in Sydney. For a long time, it looked like Times Square almost out of Taxi Driver. George Street in Sydney is absolutely stunning now, what they've done, and so much of it is from putting the tram all the way through it. But they've put in all this green space. I mean, I know there's had a few problems lately with protesters, but setting that aside, it is absolutely amazing. Like, people gravitate to it because it's got so many food options and cafes and bars.
Those places you described in the city of Adelaide, what do they have in common with the George Street? They attract people. The areas people want to be in tend to be free of miscreant sort of behaviour.
Yeah.
But there's a limited.
What do you think, folks? Give us a call.
Yeah, 8223 0000 or text us on 0448 08 1395 like Phil did, who says, even driving through the city, I lock my doors these days. Phil, thank you for that. We'll get to some more thoughts in just a moment. And Timmy G is coming up. We'll preview the weekend ahead in sport. But first, let's check traffic. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there at Elizabeth South. The burst water main, Phillip Highway near Coglan Road. Delays have cleared from that earlier crash at Waterloo Corner, north-south motorway near the interchange, and starting to get a little busy for works at Glenelg East, Morford Road near Maxwell Terrace. Cameras, Clark Terrace Season and the Esplanade at Semaphore. Every minute of every day, a child is admitted to hospital. Help make it a happier place with a $30 donation to the Starlight Foundation every month. Donate today at starlight.org.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
5AA Mornings with Graham Goodings.
There are 400 millionaires and billionaires worldwide who've signed an open letter calling for higher taxes on the super rich. There are only 3 Australians among them: Dick Smith, Graham Maher and Richard Barnes.
Graham Goodings.
The open letter argued that extreme wealth was polluting politics, driving social exclusion and fueling the climate emergency.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Over 60% already gone. Get your tickets for the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery now. Win the $4 million grand prize. A fully furnished Scott Salisbury home in Henley Beach South, including $300,000 cash. Our last lottery sold out early and tickets are already over 60% sold. Get yours now. Life-changing prizes. Life-changing impact. Homelottery.com.au. Licence M14894.
On the Cow IQ test, Fluorio milk cows come in at around 100, pretty much the national average. But when it comes to the milk our SA cows produce, it's unmatched. You don't need to be a cow Einstein to produce some of the best milk in the country. You do need the perfect grazing conditions, and the milk needs to be bottled on site and on shop shelves within hours. It doesn't get any fresher, any better, or any more SA than Fluorio Milk Company.
Need to rent a car, truck, van, or ute? Maybe you're moving, you're off on holidays, or planning some work around the house. Whatever the reason, you can rely on Red Spot Car Rentals to get you there.
Red Spot has the perfect ride, whatever you want to do. They have a huge fleet of new vehicles, from small cars to trucks and utes. You'll find them in airport terminals and cities all over Australia. And right now, they're giving you a spot-on special of 15% off every vehicle at every location. T's and C's apply.
So the next time you need a rental, you can rely on Red Spot. Book direct and save 15% now at redspot.com.au/radio or call 1300 66 88 10 and quote radio.
Summer's here. Time to get your new Walco pool blanket. Made from quality materials, a Walco pool blanket will keep your pool clean, warm and reduce evaporation. Uncover the savings now. Visit walco.com.au.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future, to build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
I'm ready.
23 minutes after 7, Michael Pachy in the nation's capital after 7:30. That'll be about an hour out from the Lib leadership spiel. We're talking about safety in the city following that horrific story involving we don't know her specific age, but a school age, a young teenage, according to police girl, caught the 117 bus from the city to the western suburbs at 3:30 p.m. on a weekday and was sexually assaulted by a man who's subsequently been arrested, will appear in court today. But it started a broader conversation around how safe do you feel in the city at the moment? And I think the short answer is not particularly safe.
And people don't like it. People are saying things like it feels dirty, it feels ugly, it doesn't feel inviting.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, guys, the issue's getting out of hand. This is a perfect political issue. I haven't heard one politician ever, in the last probably 5 years, ever raised this issue about safety in Adelaide, and it's getting out of hand. Dave, you hit the nail on the head when you said you walk down the street and there's meth everywhere, guys off their faces. What has a politician stood up and said he's going to attack that issue? This is what we've got. And if you have a look at what's happened in Victoria, we're on the same course where you can't even walk at night, right, without the fear of being attacked, being king hit. I was in New York a couple of years ago, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, walking down 7th Avenue, I felt as safe as anything. I come back to Adelaide, I'm too scared to walk down Hymie Street at around 10 o'clock at night with the fear of getting king hit. It's out of control. This is a political issue, and if I was an advisor to the Liberal Party, with the 3 issues that they should be looking at to make inroads in the election is power and safety on the roads for South Australians.
Yeah, good on you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Well said.
I think the thing is the recent crime statistics, though, show that most categories of crime have gone down. But what it feels like, though, is that there's localised problems within the city. Because there's parts of the city that feel okay, but then there's vast parts of it that just feel like a windswept dump of a place that is messy. It doesn't have the retail activity. To Joe's point too, part of it is getting more people into the city. The more people there are, the better it is.
One of the weaknesses of like a net statistic like a crime stat too is there's no counterfactual. If there's a dodgy part of town that people start avoiding because there's dodgy characters hanging around, there's less crime there. But there's not the potential for crime's not lower. Just that people have adjusted their behaviour.
Yeah.
So they don't go through the square where there's people that are probably more likely than average to assault you. Assaults aren't down.
No. Well, we did that thing about Whitmore Square the other day. And since then, I've heard there has been a meeting with the government and I think representatives of the police about it after the concerns were raised by the residents there. One message from Craig. He says, I totally agree, fellas. Adelaide CBD is grubby. There's rubbish everywhere. What happened to Keysab? Strange behaviour from too many random people. I was asked by some guy that was clearly impacted by something to go with him while I was minding my own business in a food court last Saturday. Working in the CBD, I see all sorts of strange behaviour every day I go out for a break. The mood in the city has become very different. David from Lower Mitcham says, I feel less safe in the Adelaide CBD after hours than I do in Sydney. I agree that it does always feel on edge. A lot of messages along those lines.
To Joe's point and some of those others as well, this is a labour force issue. You go to New York, you'll see a police officer on just about every block, certainly late at night. They stand on the street corner. Just there, but being present. There's no criticism of the police here. There's just not enough of them.
And speaking about report cards with distinctions, here's Geneva. Tim Geneva on 5AA Breakfast.
All right, let's talk sport. The weekend ahead. Tim Geneva joins us. Historically, he's been known as a Port Adelaide great. He's now known as a golfing great. Timmy, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen. Hope all's well. I'm not sure I can claim that title. I was up on the first tee to tee off, and there was a few people hanging around. Unfortunately, 2 of them were friends of mine. Well, so-called friends. And I went to tee off, and just as I was about to tee off, I heard jackass. And it was very... Anyway, I got away. I hit it down the middle, you beauty. Anyway, on the 3rd hole, they're still there. And I go to tee off, and I've whacked it straight into a tree. And all I heard was the dry voice of my mate who said, yep, that's what we came to see.
I don't know, Tim. I saw some putts that looked to me like I thought they were AI, but Tuggers told me it really happened. You were sinking 15-footers. Your short game was immaculate. Looked spectacular.
It certainly was, and I was very excited about it. I was contributing to a team that were unbelievably far better than I was. And our pro were, to watch them, we had one pro for 9 holes and then another pro for the back 9. And what they were doing was they would putt out. They would go over to the side while the 3 of us are trying to work out who's going to go next. And they would just grab 4 or 5 balls and start chipping up onto the green. They'd throw a few into the bunker, start getting out of the bunker. And they could do all this while we were mucking around putting. It was unbelievable.
So was it Ambrose, Jim?
No. What the advantage was, you took the best drive. So if the pro's drive was the best, which, 9 out of 10 it is, you take his drive and then you're on your own, all of you on your own. So it was a bit of an advantage. Okay. And it was a bit of an advantage to take away the bad drive that can put you into trees and other places you shouldn't be.
Did you get any of the drives on the 18 that you played?
No, I'm not anywhere near long enough. Plus, we had a guy in our team, a mate of Jordan Marshall's. His name was Shippy. He was off about maybe 6 or 7, and he could smack it. He outdrove the pro 2 or 3 times.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing. Hey, Tim, we got Winter Olympic gold.
At last, honestly, boys, for a minute there, I thought we were going, as Australia, we're going to have to drop our decks and go around the pool table because we had done. We had nothing in the cupboard, absolutely nothing. But how good a win was that? I watched his trials first. I thought, geez, this kid's going all right. Cooper Woods has won gold in the mogul. How tough an event does that look? I mean, what part of your knees or hips are going to be left after doing that for about 10 years?
That's right.
That is, oh, mate, what a tough event that is. But he's won gold. It's so exciting. We've got Scotty James, a big chance on Saturday. Watching him in his trials, wow, he's just making it look so easy. So it's pretty exciting now. It'd be nice to get a couple of gold in the cupboard.
Certainly would be. Good on you, Timmy.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Sunny and 28 today with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Had a collision? Get in touch with Premier Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
Victorian Senator Jane Hume will put her hand up to be Deputy Leader of the Liberal Party. MPs and senators are gathering at Parliament House in Canberra to decide on a new leadership team. The contest for the top job will be between Angus Taylor and Susan Lee. It's understood the battle for deputy will be more tightly contested, and Senator Hume is throwing her hat in the ring.
Now, Australians are rightly aggrieved at the moment. They've seen their standard of living go backwards under this Labor government. Inflation's gone up, growth has stalled, but that doesn't seem to be translating in a switch to the Liberal Party. They're not seeing an alternative in the message that we have.
A man will face court today accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl on a public bus on Monday afternoon. It's alleged the 33-year-old from Findon was travelling on the 117 bus from the city to the western suburbs. He was arrested at an Oakden address yesterday. He'll face sex offence charges in the Port Adelaide Magistrates Court today. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. A woman's lost her licence after crashing into a roundabout at Craigmore last night. It happened just after 10 on Yorktown Road. Senior Constable Matt Brown says the 41-year-old from Aldinga Beach blew .166.
She was reported for drink driving, driving without proper control and driving unlicensed. She also can't drive anymore because the engine's fallen out of her car.
A record number of internal complaints are being made by federal police about each other. Gabrielle Hodson explains.
AFP misconduct claims against colleagues have almost tripled in 3 years, from 279 to 763. The agency's annual report shows that until recently, the public lodged the most complaints, but now 2/3 of reports are made by officers themselves. News Corp says in one case, a federal police employee was involved in a drug trafficking network, with the person failing to declare their history during recruitment and security vetting. But the trend isn't necessarily a bad thing. The AFP Association says it's a sign police are confident to hold themselves accountable.
A new bullying support service for children launches today. National anti-bullying organisation Dolly's Dream says the qualified helpline 13 Dolly can be accessed by children as well as teens and their parents. A recent survey revealed many young Australians are seeking support from unqualified sources like AI chatbots. 26% of parents say their child used AI for help when they felt sad. The Trump administration will end its immigration crackdown in the US state of Minnesota. 2 people were shot by federal agents during the 2-month-long operation. The White House claims more than 4,000 illegal criminals have been arrested in the state since December. Border Czar Tom Holman says the job is done.
There are some issues here. We fixed those issues. We've had great success with this operation, and we're leaving Minnesota safer.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Day 2 of Live Golf, Tommy.
Looking forward to it, Jess, and we've had a great opening day, haven't we, with Aussie Mark Leishman in a share of the lead at 6 under after that first round of the tournament at Grange. American superstar Bryson DeChambeau is also at 6 under and says the key to taking out the event will be not to try to force too much, with conditions expected to get hotter and more windy.
I think with any single golf course, you have to have patience, but you know that is the key, in my opinion, for any type of golf you play, especially at the elite level.
Australia's first gold medalist of the Winter Olympics in Italy says he still can't believe he is an Olympic champion. Cooper Woods pulling off a massive upset to take out the men's moguls event. He says he's grateful for everyone who made the achievement possible.
It's a journey, and there's so many people a part of the journey. That goes from all the staff, from the physios, sports psychs, to all our coaches, nutritionists, teammates. Like, there are all these important little pieces of the puzzle.
We're set to get a clearer picture of how things are looking at both the Crows and Port Adelaide today, with both clubs to have internal trial matches. There is talk Lockie McAndrew could start ahead of Riley O'Brien for Adelaide in the ruck role. Italy has recorded its first win at a men's T20 World Cup, thrashing Nepal by 10 wickets with 44 balls remaining. In other matches, India defeated Namibia by 93 runs and Sri Lanka smashed Oman by 105 runs. Australia takes on Zimbabwe this afternoon in Colombo. And it's heading into the second half of the English Premier League match between Brentford and Arsenal. Scores still locked at 0-0. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tom. Let's check the 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there at Elizabeth South, the burst water main, Phillip Highway near Coglan Road. Starting to get busy at the moment. South Road, Karata Park, starting to slow up a little. Port of Expressway at Port Adelaide. And do have the Live Golf event up and running for another year, so look out for some detours and speeds reduced around the Grange Golf Club later in the day. Camera trimmer parade season. What's the one for back to school and coming back home with an empty lunchbox? Tip Top, the one. Soft with a taste the kids love, plus vitamins and minerals. Tip Top's the one. Good on you, Mum. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32 tomorrow, up to 36 for Sunday and 37 for the start of the working week. Right now it's 14 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
There are many reasons why Steinborner Automotive is well worth the trip, with over 400 cars in stock across 10 yards in Gawler, Barossa and Clare, including SA's best range of certified used vehicles, from passenger cars to SUVs and commercial vehicles, plus a huge range of ex-factory demo Ford, Mitsubishi, Hyundai and Mazda, along with outstanding service from our award-winning staff. You know it's well worth the trip to Steinborner Automotive. View our whole range at steinborner.com.au.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
A lot can change in 18 months. A newborn becomes a toddler. That DIY project that you've been working on, well, it should be finished. And your favourite Netflix series, it could sadly come to an end. But with Sterling Homes' 18-month fixed-price contract, one thing that won't change is the price.
It means you can rest easy knowing that when you're ready to build, the price is fixed for a solid 18 months with zero surprises except for your free luxury upgrades.
$15,000 worth of luxury upgrades at no extra cost. Choose what matters to you. It could be reverse cycle air conditioning. You might want stone bench tops, solar panels. Look, there's plenty of things to choose from. Plus, 2.7 metre high ceilings are included.
Ask about Sterling Homes' 18-month fixed-price contract. Some T's and C's apply. Visit the website sterlinghomes.com.au for display home locations across Adelaide.
Go Harvey Norman. The only thing more Australian than a meat pie is the Aussie-built oven it goes in. Westinghouse is happy to help with ovens built in Australia for Australians. Now at Harvey Norman, upgrade to Westinghouse and get bonus gift cards. That's right, bonus gift cards on selected Westinghouse ovens, cooktops, range hoods and freestanding cookers. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store at Harvey Norman. Westinghouse bonus gift card offer on now. Conditions apply.
If you're caring for an ageing parent at home,
Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're probably making health decisions you were never trained to make. Is that symptom normal or urgent? Do you wait or escalate? Yellow Door Care removes that uncertainty. Their in-home care is led by registered nurses, not just carers. It means the right decisions are made clinically, calmly and early. yellowdoorcare.com.au. Nurse-led care at home.
The latest Star Discount Chemist catalogue is packed with red-hot summer specials. You'll find Hydrolite Effervescent Electrolyte tablets, 20 tablets in assorted flavours, just $11.99 for relief from dehydration symptoms. Always read the label and follow directions for use. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
There's a reason TJM has led Australia's four-wheel drive scene for over 50 years. They were one of the first dedicated four-wheel drive accessory companies in Oz, and they still do it better. Real enthusiasts, real testing, real setup, built for your vehicle and your lifestyle. From bull bars and suspension to serious protection for off-road camping and touring, see it all at the Caravan and Camping Show, Feb 25 to March 1st. TJM, built for the journey.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 8. Michael Pachy in the nation's capital shortly. Bit of an opportunity to stoke some nationalistic pride this morning, David. Having just chatted with Timmy G about Cooper Wood's heroics as our gold medalist.
The moguls?
Yes, in the Winter Olympics. Have you had a peruse of the medal table this morning?
Well, we know we've got one gold medal.
We've got a gold. Do you know who that puts us ahead of?
USA?
Finland. A lot of snow there. Belgium, Bulgaria, the Poles, Latvia, New Zealand, China. Practice your skiing, China. How about this one? Canada. We're ahead of Canada.
Canada's covered in snow.
Just end the Olympics now.
Yeah, let's stop them.
Just stop it.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourselves, other countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of us here have never even seen snow.
We've just, everyone knows we are the home of winter sports, and the medal tally reflects that.
I actually don't. I think we're out of the UK. I can only see countries that have received a medal or achieved a medal.
So the moguls, that's the skiing one where you sort of go side to side, isn't it?
Look, I'm not going to. This is the whole point of this exercise. Is I don't have a clue. I don't know how any of this stuff works. All I know is we're ahead of Canada and China right now.
All we know is we're the best.
Exactly right. We just keep winning. So much winning.
You're going to get sick of the winning.
That's right. The greatest Winter Olympics country on earth. Well, except for the 13 that are above us. But other than that, we're pretty good. All right, let's head to the nation's capital, where politically things are heating up. In about an hour's time, in fact, under an hour's time now, the Liberal Party will meet to decide the leadership. Angus Taylor, Susan Lee. It's a battle on for the deputy positions as well. Michael Pachy for 9 Radio has the inside word on all this. Morning to you, Michael.
Good morning, guys.
Does it look like a foregone conclusion to you now, Pac, that it will be Angus Taylor?
Yeah, look, that's what it does appear like. You've got the MPs and senators arriving at their respective doors here at Parliament House this morning, getting ready for this meeting. But it does appear that the numbers are swinging Angus Taylor's way. Although if you talk to some of the Lee supporters, and I had a chat to a few of them even late last night, they're saying it's not a foregone conclusion and that the result could be a lot tighter than we actually think. Some of them are saying, yeah, look, Angus Taylor is just a nose ahead. And I would argue, is that actually a good thing? So if Angus Taylor does win this leadership spell this morning and, by about, let's say, 2 or 3 votes, doesn't that just show that the party is going to continue to be divided? You would think that if he does win this spill, he needs to win it by a fair whack. A fair chunk of that party room needs to come along with him to give him some sort of authority and mandate to be able to run the party. But you do have some people saying, look, we do think that Taylor will get over the line, but don't think that it's going to be some massive result for him.
What's his sort of vision, the vision part of it? I saw Andrew Bolt had a massive crack at him the other night where he basically said, well, this guy's announced that he's going to run, but he hasn't said anything about why he wants to run, about what he's proposing. I mean, he made that comment about we need to defend Australia's way of life. I don't know what that means in a material sense. Or is it more sort of, watch this space, I'll win the leadership, then you'll get my sort of manifesto?
It could be a bit of that, but a lot of it, I thought, when he announced a few nights ago that he was resigning from his front bench position as the shadow defence spokesman, and then announced that he would run for the leadership. I thought it was all full of motherhood statements.
Mm.
It was all motherhood statements. A lot of it was like, we want to get back to Australian values. Well, what are they? We want Australians to have a better way of life, this, that, and the other. That's all well and good, but it also opens up attacks of him by Labor, and we saw that through question time over the course of this week, especially yesterday. They went really hard on his record as Energy Minister, then his record as the Shadow Treasurer, in which he opposed tax cuts. So you can see that sort of stuff is going to continue coming up. And I would even argue there's even people within the Liberal Party that actually don't know what he stands for. I heard an interesting quip last night from someone who said, Angus Taylor went and saw them. He made a few references about what he would do and what he wouldn't do. They said that those references were fairly incoherent, but they were going to vote for Angus Taylor anyway because they thought they couldn't continue with Susan Lee given how bad the polls are. So, I don't even think that there's a ringing endorsement for Angus Taylor to take on this job, even within his own ranks, but they're going to give him the job because things are so bad for the party.
Your knowledge of Susan Lee, I'm sure you've spoken to her many times, yep. Michael. I think we've only ever interviewed her once or twice, so we don't have any particular major insight into her. But does she strike you as someone who would go quietly in the event that she loses, or do you think that she'll want to throw a few haymakers on the way out?
Look, she may throw a few bombs on the way out, but I think she'll go relatively quietly. Look, from what I know of Susan Lee, and I've had some interactions with her in her various portfolios when she was in government and a little bit since she's been the opposition leader. Look, she's quite good, and there's no doubt that she's worked hard. But even most ardent supporters would tell you privately that mistakes have been made and that things could have been handled differently. And we've seen that through her 9 months tenure in that top job where she said a few things which you think, really? But overall, she is a hard worker and she does think things through. And she's, like Angus Taylor, she's a fairly intelligent woman. She's got a lot of good policy background behind her. But that doesn't mean that either Angus Taylor or Susan Lee, there might be intelligent people with policy credentials behind them. The problem is they can't sell that to the public. They haven't got that cut through. I think that what will be interesting to see with Susan Lee is that if she loses today's leadership spell, if she decides to resign and force a by-election in that New South Wales seat of hers, of Farrer, because I think that if she forces a by-election in Farrer, the Liberals will lose that. One Nation would probably win it at the moment, wouldn't they? Potentially, and I've heard that One Nation is starting to make a bit of noise around that district. But I think that which is the Riverina, isn't it? Yeah, the Riverina. So it's Griffith, Jerilderie, all those sorts of towns. That's right. Tim Fisher country. And that's right. That's exactly right. It was Tim Fisher country, the former Nationals leader, and that's why she's also faced a tough time with the Nationals because a Liberal holds a seat which used to be Nationals territory. But I think that the Nationals would struggle, the Liberals would struggle. One Nation could have a chance. But I do think that last election she was up against an independent, and that independent did pretty well up against her in the May election of last year. So you wouldn't be surprised if that independent puts their hand up again if she decides to leave, and potentially we could see another seat lost to the Liberals and the crossbench widened.
Michael, sounds like Jane Hume's going to throw her hat in the ring for the deputy leadership role.
Yeah, she is. She's confirmed that.
She's confirmed that. Who else is going to be contesting?
Look, you'd assume that the current deputy, Ted O'Brien, may put his hand up for the job. So that could be up there. So Jane Hume, Ted O'Brien, potentially another MP from Victoria called Zoe McKenzie. There seem to be the names that are bandied around, but I wouldn't be surprised if the joint leadership ticket ends up becoming Taylor as leader, Hume as deputy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up transpiring in another couple of hours once the leadership spell is had. Because Jane Hume is also, she's a moderate, but she's a very good TV performer and she's a good communicator, but she's going to be targeted over work from home. Because she, at the last election, she was the one that was selling that, work from home policy in, suggesting that there should be less of it.
Yeah, which didn't work very well. Hey, Pat, we know you're flat out, mate, so thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us out here in the provinces. Michael Pachy, 9 Radio's political reporter, thanks so much.
I tell you what, you don't want Phil Curry writing your job application for you if he doesn't think you're up to it. He's written in the Fin Review, our man Phil, who we'll be chatting with on Tuesday, this morning in the Fin Review of Angus Taylor, quote, "While he has extensive experience, he's saddled by being a poor communicator and poor at politics, much in the mould of fellow Rhodes Scholar Malcolm Turnbull."
Oh, that's not a good comparison.
Crikey.
They've just got to all knuckle down, don't they, and swing the focus the other way.
Alternative vision.
It's a target-rich environment attacking the Albanese government.
It's almost never been simpler. And that's why One Nation are ascendant at the moment, because the key issues in Australia right now have crystallised around what have sort of been their bedrock. Immigration, cost of living, power prices. This is it.
Yeah.
This is all you need to talk about.
Except the problem for the Libs is
power's problematic for them.
Well, the economy shouldn't be.
No.
The economy should be their one wood. Power should be something that they can get their house in order on and campaign on as well. Problem for the Libs is what's their position on immigration? Because I know that it's hugely popular right now with a hell of a lot of people to say that's it. There's just too many people. But it's not logical. It is. There are problems with immigration that need to be fixed, i.e. housing. There are some problems that go to assimilation and the type of migrants we're bringing in, and there needs to be a much more robust and less politically correct discussion around that. But if Australia didn't have any migrants, it would collapse in a heap.
Well, certainly I wouldn't want to be an older Australian in the absence of migration at the moment.
There's a piece today in the Tizer that is superb about all of these Indian people and Nepalese people who are moving to Port Augusta to do social work, to go and work at the hospitals, all this stuff that there's just not enough people here to do that. So because there's people in the Liberal Party who are demonstrably intelligent and who also represent the needs of business, they can't have a chest-thumping discussion about immigration where they try to do exactly the same as Pauline, because it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Their base will say, hang on, what are you guys doing?
Pauline's still bringing in 133,000 visas every year, by the way.
Yeah, well.
But I don't think anyone ever recognises that because people don't typically go and read the policy documents. But they just need to advocate for smarter immigration. I think you can do two things at the same time. We need fewer people that ultimately become welfare dependent or work in industries that are in low demand. We don't need that.
Yeah.
I think that's where you can say we are removing that number. The Japanese example that we spoke about earlier in the week, we're doing it smarter. We're doing it better. Meaning people that want to be here in industries where we desperately need them. But that's it now. We're not doing the rest.
But on debt, on spending, they should just be smashing Labor on it. Interest rates. I mean, rates go up, and on that day, the Libs were the story.
Yeah.
Because they're all out there holding press conferences about how they're going to knock each other off.
All right, let's check traffic. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more in just a moment. Lots of your thoughts coming through on the text line as well. We'll get to those. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there. Roads aren't looking too bad today. We're accident breakdown free. Pretty light traffic, in fact, for Friday, which is nice for a change. Do have a best water main to look out for. You find this one at Elizabeth South, Phillip Highway near Coglan Road. It is getting a little bit busy South Road at Mile End, and do look out for some works which are slow Marion Road at the Anzac Highway intersection. Live Golf up and running for another year, so look out for speed restrictions and a few delays around the Grange Golf Club later in the day, and a camera trimmer parade at Seaton. Auto Pro's Super Saturday is back. Exclusive deals for one day only, participating stores only. Don't miss out. Head into a participating Auto Pro store near you this Saturday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Across Greater Metropolitan Adelaide, we hold more suburb records than any other real estate agency in South Australia. From College Park and Norwood to West Beach and Brompton, and through to Mount Barker, Paracombe and St Peters. We're proud to deliver standout results right across the state. No matter what you're selling, our focus is always the same, achieving the best possible outcome. If you'd like to know what your house could be worth in 2026, visit toop.com.au.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now, with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job. CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
As parents, we all want to make the right choices for our children's learning. This back-to-school season, Piano Max by Kauai helps families choose pianos that offer real value instruments designed to build confidence and last for years. From first digital pianos to inspiring grands, our specialists guide you to the right fit. And right now, access new Kauai pianos from just $291 per month, interest-free. Visit Piano Max by Kauai, Maylands. Kauai, instrumental to life. Interest-free finance with Hum 90. Deposit fees, T's and C's apply.
Hi there, Brett Ibbott here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. They're kicking off the year with a big one. All 2025 plate Mazdas are priced to clear. Plus, a massive range of low-kilometre demos that must be cleared as well. Take a look at their extensive range of models and colours. No gimmicks, no fuss. Just the best price and the best customer support for you and your shiny new Mazda. The 2025 plate clearance. On now at Mawson Lakes Mazda. Salisbury Highway, a short drive from the city.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. With 40 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Lee from Go Vita Tanunda. Support energy levels, muscle function and more with Nutrivital Magnesium Glycinate. 120 capsules, now just $27.55. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Mineral supplements should not replace a balanced diet.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings. It's time to Flashback with Michael Smith.
Yes, 7 News Flashback segment, Sunday nights from 6 o'clock. Michael Smith jumps in the time machine. Good morning to you, Michael.
Good morning, Will and David. There are a number of TV commercials over the years that have become sort of part of our national DNA, from the joy of happy little Vegemite through to the anger of not happy Jan with the yellow pages. But arguably, there is one TV commercial that had a greater impact than any other, particularly when you consider that it was only on air for a number of weeks, but managed to terrify a whole generation. Talking about the Grim Reaper commercial back in 1987, which was designed to raise awareness around HIV/AIDS. Who could forget that really menacing voiceover from John Stanton and those really bleak images of the Grim Reaper killing men, women, children and babies in a 10-pin bowling alley? It was all about promoting safe sex. This is well before any successful or effective treatments had been developed. And it had the tagline, AIDS prevention is the only cure we've got. It was very bleak but very effective. Of course, HIV initially affected the gay community and IV drug users, but then people were requiring it through blood transfusions. There were a number of high-profile cases, particularly you might remember little Eve Van Graaphorst, who acquired it as a 3-year-old. Her family treated so badly in the end, they ended up moving to New Zealand. Then people like Magic Johnson, the LA Lakers great star, acquired HIV. It happened to him. Suddenly everyone was thinking, gee, it could happen to anyone. I've caught up with Catherine Lean, who's the president of Positive Life SA. There are about 1,400 South Australians living with HIV today. She'll explain her story, but first, a reminder of the Grim Reaper.
At first, only gays and IV drug users were being killed by AIDS. But now we know every one of us could be devastated by it.
I was diagnosed in 1987, the same time that the ad ran, and it really scared me because I knew no other positive people. We were told, you've got 6 months to live, get someone to look after your child, and don't tell anyone that you're HIV positive because of the stigma.
Isn't that terrifying? Don't tell anyone you've got 6 months to live. Amazingly, Catherine went on to have another child. She's in fact a grandmother now and living very happily and healthily thanks to the antiretroviral drugs that were developed in the 90s. And her clear message to people these days, if you're unlucky enough to be diagnosed with HIV, it is far from the death sentence that it was considered to be back when the Grim Reaper was on our TV screens.
Yeah. Can remember it so clearly. Michael Smith, 7 News Flashback segment. Thank you, mate.
All right, it's right on 8 o'clock. Breaking date next.
The very latest news and information. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Sunny and 28 today with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Jess Adamson.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? Premier Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A man will face court today charged with sexually assaulting a teenage girl on a public bus. Police allege the incident happened at 3:30 on Monday afternoon on the 117 bus from the city to the western suburbs. 7 News reporter Deanna Williams says it was a brazen attack.
At that time of the day, you would have thought that a bus would be quite packed with kids, packed with adults. We've been told that people saw her, witnesses saw the young girl get off the bus and she was visibly upset.
A 33-year-old Findon man will face child sex offences in the Port Adelaide Magistrates Court later. An Aldinga Beach woman has lost her licence for a year after crashing into a roundabout in the northern suburbs last night. The 41-year-old was breath tested after the collision on Yorktown Road. She blew .166. She'll face court at a later date. Angus Taylor appears to be firming as the new Liberal leader as MPs prepare to hold a special party room meeting in Canberra this morning. Federal Politics editor Michael Pachy.
The loss of more than 2 million votes over the past 9 months has spooked the Liberal Party, with some MPs and senators arguing drastic change is needed to stem the tide of people switching to One Nation. They believe current leader Susan Lee hasn't been able to hold the Albanese government to account and needs to go. It's understood long-time leadership rival Angus Taylor now has the numbers to clinch the Liberals' top job. But some Lee supporters are holding hope she can still prevail. In Canberra, Michael Pachy, 9 News.
A man has been charged with stalking the Israeli president during his visit to Sydney this week. Toby Goff reports.
Officers monitoring Isaac Herzog's movements first spotted a grey Mercedes station wagon at Haymarket on Monday. Police say they saw the driver filming the Israeli leader while using offensive language. The same vehicle was spotted the next day on Bondi Road, later driving past a childcare centre where the man stopped to film and verbally abuse a security guard. The 45-year-old has been charged with stalking and intimidation, offensive behaviour near a school and using a mobile phone while driving.
A Florida judge has set a trial date next February for Donald Trump's $10 billion lawsuit against the BBC. The US president is suing the broadcaster for defamation, claiming a documentary edited his January 6 speech to make him appear more aggressive. While the BBC has admitted the edit was an error of judgment, it says it will fight the multi-billion-dollar claim in court. Well, day 2 of Live Golf kicks off later this morning. Premier Peter Malinauskas says 2026 is on track to be the biggest year yet.
The ticket sales for Friday, Saturday and Sunday are up on last year, and last year was a record, so we really should clear another 100,000 people through the gates, particularly across the weekend. And hotel occupancy is up, more money going into the state from outside of the state, and Grangers and their members have helped facilitate that, so we're nothing but grateful.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
Here's Tom.
Thank you, Jess. More on the Live tournament now, and Aussie Mark Leishman is right in the hunt after the opening round of the tournament at Grange, following a bogey-free round of 6 under. He shares the lead with American Bryson DeChambeau and will be looking to become the first Aussie to win the individual event. Leishman says keeping his mental focus fresh is key.
I think with any single golf course, you have to have patience, but that is the key, in my opinion, for any type of golf you play, especially at the elite level.
And I've loaded the wrong grab there. That was Bryson DeChambeau. Meantime, at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, Japan's Ryo Hitsune is the early man to catch after a stunning opening round of 10 under. Well, mogul skier Cooper Woods has dedicated his gold medal win to his team after a stunning triumph at the Winter Olympics. The 25-year-old finished equal with Canada's Michael Kinsbury, but a higher turn score meant it was the Aussie that came out on top. Well, a big day of footy for both local clubs, with the Crows and Port Adelaide to hold internal trials later this afternoon. The Crows will have theirs at West Lakes, while the Power will hold one at Alberton. To soccer, and Adelaide United's players will head to Sydney today ahead of tomorrow night's clash against the Sky Blues. Meantime, in the EPL, it was Arsenal who took a 1-0 lead against Brentford thanks to a gorgeous header right on the hour mark.
Oh, it's in. It's Nolly Madueke. A deep ball. A header back across the face of goal. And a crucial moment.
Yeah, it was a big moment. Audio thanks to Stan, but Brentford has just hit back and it's now 1-1 with about 15 minutes to play. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. Got a breakdown at Crayfus on the freeway, down track to the Crayfus ramp, causing delays. First water main this morning at Elizabeth South, Phillip Highway near Coglan Road, and getting quite busy South Road at Mile End. Camera this morning, Trimmer Parade season. SANE has helped people navigate complex mental health for 40 years. If you or someone you care for needs free information, recovery support or community connection, visit sane.org today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32's the top tomorrow, sunny and 36 for Sunday, 37 for Monday. Right now it's 16 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Unique, loyal, fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Healthy soil is the key to a thriving garden. Good soil needs a mix of organic matter, nutrients and biology, all of which you will find in Chock-a-Block, a new super compost from Nutrog. Chock-a-Block is a unique blend of nutrition, microbes and humates with absolutely no green waste, meaning it's consistent all year round. Chock-a-Block, easy to remember as it's literally chock-a-block full of goodness. Look out for the green and gold bale in your local hardware or garden centre.
Step into Lasoo Cosmic Cabaret Saloon, perched on the galaxy's edge, where space cowboys, alien drifters and the legendary rodeo sisters dazzle with out-of-this-world acts. Immerse yourself in spectacular risque adults-only circus under the Lasso Saloon. Get your GA ringside booth and cabaret table tickets now. Lasso Cosmic Cabaret opens February 19th, running the whole fringe season. Tickets at lassotheshow.com.au.
What was that? Oh, I know you're out here somewhere. Where are you?
Searching for a better night's sleep? For over 30 years, Town & Country Mattresses and Beds have helped South Aussies sleep better with custom-made mattresses and electric beds. As an aged care and NDIS provider, they specialise in high-low and electric beds. Find your better night's sleep at Town & Country Mattresses and Beds, 68 Research Road, Paraka.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
9 minutes after 8. Peter Hurley's going to join us in about 15 minutes' time. I think South Australia's most well-known publican. He was on the news last night talking about the fact that in his pubs, they've been broken into every week so far this year. We're to the 13th of February. They've been broken into every single week this year. And he's made the point, if my people, my staff can't be protected by police, or we can't get these repeat offenders off the streets, they should be allowed to carry pepper spray. They should be allowed to carry pepper spray to defend themselves. Now, the Police Commission is not a big fan of this concept, but Peter Hurley's going to make the argument, and I reckon a lot of our listeners are going to say, you know what? Fair enough. We're going to hear from him very, very shortly. Feedback Friday after 8:30. We will bring you the latest from Canberra when the Libs Party Room ultimately makes their determination. But more excitingly, we have Live Golf tickets to give away.
Much more exciting.
They are superb tickets for Sunday. So final round action. When the rubber hits the road, you will be there. And these are the creme de la creme. So stay listening. We're going to give away those tickets before 9 o'clock this morning. It is, of course, a Friday morning, which means that a little bit later this afternoon, Foodie Friday with Stacey Lee. Chris Jarmer will be in the studio from 3 p.m, giving you some inspiration for weekend cooking. If you win the Gramazio Foods meat tray, I'll tell you what, tune in to Chris. You might get some tips on how to cook up. That, mind you,
it's a
this meat's
meat
that
tray.
good, you can't stuff it up.
No, there's a lot of pre-made meals there, like that chicken stir-fry looks really good. Marinated lamb, yum.
Gramazio Foods, SA's own celiac certified butcher, Burnside Village, Golden Grove Village, and online at gramaziofoods.com.au. It's time for Breaking It Out.
Well, this, I think, is a really good story, and it's also a big story. It's something that has arisen from some of the recommendations from the hugely important Royal Commission into Defence and Veteran Suicide. It involves a really noble and important organisation, Legacy, which for more than a century has been helping the families of veterans who can no longer provide for their families due to service-related death, injury or illness. We have Heather Willis, who is the Legacy SA and Broken Hill president, on the line now, joining us this morning. Heather, a major sort of reimagining of the role of Legacy is being announced today. The most important aspect, I guess, is that Legacy is now going to be providing support to the families of former permanent ADF members and reservists, irrespective of the nature of their service. So a big broadening of the eligibility for the care that you people provide.
Yes, good morning, David. That's a really nice introduction for me. You've really outlined what we've been launching today, actually, in Canberra. There'll be an announcement of this change. I guess, as you said, Legacy's been supporting families of veterans for over 100 years now across the country. And that's all about supporting the families of veterans who've given their life in service or suffered an injury or an illness. And we have programs that are specifically tailored for each family. Everybody's different. Every family experiences difficulties, particularly bereavements and upheavals in their lives in different ways. So we make sure that each family that comes to us has the specific things that they need. So we provide social connection, particularly for adults and often older widows, through periods of bereavement, as I said, and also partners for incapacitated veterans, because oftentimes they are going through some difficult times families of veterans do have a lot of upheaval in their lives, and particularly affects the children. So we have excellent programs for supporting children through their education and also social development and their well-being. We can help young people at really any age. So we've got some quite young ones, toddlers, but we'll help people who want to go through university and extend their studies up to the age of 25.
Yeah. So just in the context of the Royal Commission, though, I think one of the really jarring things was that there were so many case studies of young men and women who had developed major depressive illnesses, and often these people hadn't actually served in a hot theatre of war. You know, it was something where they hadn't been deployed anywhere. It might have been something that through years of training, some of the different things, in some cases sort of bastardisation or whatever that they were exposed to, they ended up self-harming. So from now on it means, so correct me if I'm wrong, but so Legacy, historically, you would only help people who had served a period of operational service, but that's being removed now, yeah?
That's right. That's really probably the one of the most fundamental changes we've made in our long history. It broadens support to thousands more families, really, who would be eligible for us. So, as you say, we have traditionally supported people who've served, or the families of those who've served in operational service, often overseas. But we've now extended that to peacetime service. So there's a large proportion of our veteran community and their families who are now eligible. And you're right, that's come really directly from the Royal Commission into Defence and Veteran Suicide. You've read that very extensive report. Their findings were about really far-reaching impacts on military life, and not just the veteran. As we do hear a lot about the veterans, it's often very what families experience can also be a bit invisible in our community. We don't always see the effects on families, on widows, partners, but particularly the children as they come through some quite difficult impacts in their own lives.
Well, it's an important change, Heather, and it's going to mean a lot to the families that have been affected by this and whose stories were documented in that Royal Commission report. Heather Willis, the Legacy SA and Broken Hill President, thanks for joining us this morning.
It's an excellent development, that one.
Yeah, it's good.
16 minutes after 8. Remiss of me not to mention the great people at SMEG when talking about Foodie Friday a little bit later today. Building or renovating, your first choice, you'll be visiting the SMEG showroom at Devaney Distributors. Taste the difference with SMEG and pals.
Well, it's not really the front page headline you want in the middle of an election campaign. Libs secretly dump policy to cut bills, and then in what looks like 160-point, Hearn's water fail. We do have the Leader of the Opposition, Ashton Hearn, on the line now. Leader, good morning, and thank you for joining us. We were talking about this earlier, and we're glad that you've come on, because we've said that when it comes to broken promises, it's a bit of a target-rich environment here. We can talk about ramping, we can talk about hydrogen plants, but in this case, it looks like you guys have had a bit of a clanger.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And look, I'm the type of leader who's always happy to front up and talk these things through. So thanks so much for allowing me to join. And look, I think I'm obviously prepared to say that could the release of this decision been better and cleaner? Absolutely. But we do stand by it, because when we did make the decision, I think it was around 2 years ago now, to reverse Labor's bill hike, state debt was around $30 billion, and it's now projected to push $50 billion. So good governments need to have regard for the budget, and that's certainly something that we will do if we're elected. And we're just not prepared to go to the election with something that we can't deliver, and that's in contrast to the Labor Party.
But isn't the problem, though? The problem, though, isn't, Ashton Hearn, that as responsible, as fiscally responsible and as frugal as that decision is, and you're right about debt is a problem, but isn't the problem that you made the decision to scrap it a few weeks back, yet you've still had Liberal candidates telling people that they're going to save $85 a year off their water bills?
Yeah, and I think that there was, as far as I can see, there was one candidate out of 45 who had it on their social media, but I totally take the point. But I'd also say that Labor are running around saying that this was secret. I mean, our shadow minister was asked a direct question at a water forum where there were hundreds of people present, and she provided an honest answer. And she did so into a microphone, standing next to the Minister for Water, who apparently said nothing afterwards. But more than that, we also put out a media release before the Treasurer stood up yesterday. But look, of course, I'm prepared to say that the decision could have been released better and cleaner.
Hang on, Ashton. So you put a media release out before he revealed your position on the water policy that he foreshadowed much earlier in the morning, so that doesn't count.
I didn't see him foreshadow it, to be honest. I could have missed that one, but yeah, certainly he didn't.
If your shadow hadn't been asked about it, when would have voters found out about it?
Oh, there's no doubt that we had plans to tell South Australians. I mean, we did so with the stamp duty decision that we made as well, and we're happy to be upfront with people. Labor's criticism is
so was it going to be this week?
Labor's criticism, Will, is that we didn't get the PR right. So they're focused on the PR, which I'm not surprised at because that's what they're largely driven by. We still do stand by our decision. And I've got to say it's a bit ironic that we've got the Labor Party attacking us for not winding back a tax that they've introduced. And, what's the one cost of living measure that you can point to that this government is putting forward to the people of South Australia? And you might be able to name a few, but I certainly can't. And that's in contrast to what we're putting forward to South Australians, where we're talking about stamp duty, we're talking about 50-cent fares, getting rid of payroll tax. We know that cost of living and affordability is the number one issue, but we're not prepared to go to an election with something that we just simply can't deliver. That's in contrast to Labor on ramping and hydrogen. But I'm always prepared to front up and say that, of course, the release of this could have been better and cleaner. But Labor's only criticism is of our PR.
Ashton Hearn, the Leader of the Opposition, thank you for coming on.
It's 20 minutes after 8. 8223 0000 is the number you'll need to call if you want to get along to Live Golf on Sunday. We've got some cracking tickets to give away. This is just on reflection, this is a bad 5 minutes for Liberal politics, actually, given now I know where this nearest to the pin is going. We've got hospitality tickets to the garden at the watering hole.
That's the question.
The question is, we're playing nearest to the pin. How many votes is Angus Taylor getting in the Liberal Party room for the spill that starts in 8 minutes' time? Now, there are 51 people who will vote. 26 51. Is a majority.
26.
So how many votes will he get? Nearest to the pin, 8223 0000.
So he needs 26 to win.
Now, just by the way, these aren't just in any tickets to Live Golf. This is the garden at the watering hole, which includes elevated platform from behind the tee. So, the hole-in-one.
You'll be there, won't you, Will? You and Tommy are in.
The hole-in-one, if they throw the drinks in the air.
Are you going to be there in the flash bit too? Chucking cans in the air?
Oh, you know me, I'm a big can chucker. It's all-inclusive drinks, all-day dining, general admission to explore the rest of the course as well, and you get to go to a concert of your choice afterwards. Like these are the best tickets you can possibly get. How many votes does Angus Taylor get in the party room when they meet very, very shortly? Get calling now, 8223 0000. We're going to check traffic. We'll come back with your guesses in just a moment. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Hurley Menswear.
Seeing delays at the moment at Stirling. It's due to a breakdown on the freeway near the Crayfors Road. Those delays are inbound. Burst Watermain to keep an eye on this morning at Elizabeth South. Phillip Highway near Coglan Road. Live Golf up and running again. Look out for some speeds reduced around the Grange Golf Club area and busy South Road Mile End. Camera, Lady Gallery Drive, North Haven. Freedom's flash sale is on now. Get 25% off store-wide, including sofas, furniture, homewares and more. Hurry in store today. Must end Monday. Only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowie and Timmy G.
Yes, hey, have done it again. The weather, the track, the venue, the atmosphere. Some of the best golf you'll ever want to see in one of the greatest atmospheres.
It's unbelievable. You're right. And it caters for families. It caters for every budget.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
The Premier.
The ticket sales for Friday, Saturday and Sunday are up on last year, and last year was a record.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made?
Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot. Business too small to be noticed by those global car rental companies? Well, you can rely on Red Spot to look after you. We love renting to small businesses because we used to be one. We're the only Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia. And right now, Red Spot is giving you spot-on savings of 15% off every vehicle at every location. Book direct and save at redspot.com.au/radio. T's and C's apply.
Red Spot. Now, there's nothing like discovering a hidden gem. This is one of my favourite discoveries of 2025, especially when it leads to your new favourite bottle of vino. Thorn Clark Wines in the beautiful Barossa is a family-owned boutique winery that combines tranquility with perfectly curated wines.
Yeah, this is a cracking spot. You'll be asking yourself, why haven't I been here before? As you take in the sprawling gardens and panoramic views, enjoy a wine tasting customised to you while enjoying a platter of local Barossa Valley produce.
And do what we did. This is great. Take the kids, take your mates, end your day at the driving range. They've got clubs there. You can tee off over this beautiful Eden Valley vineyard, but then the fun bit, take home a few bottles from their wonderful Sandpiper and Shopfire ranges and continue the Thorn Clark experience at home, or check out the range on the Thorn Clark Wines website.
Next time you head to the Barossa Valley, make Thorn Clark Wines your first stop. Cellar door opens 10 a.m. to 5 p.m, Friday to Sunday.
Hi, we're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Are you the magic people?
We're here to make your junk disappear. Oh, you have a good pointing finger.
This is fun. Look at that stuff go. I should have done this years ago. Wow, I never knew how big this house was.
We're happy to help. Hey, you there, listening to the radio. Give us a call at 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.au.
This state election, it's a fit in with you thing, with more ways to vote than ever. Enrol today or check your enrolment at ecsa.sa.gov.au. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Hi, it's Callum Han here, Ambassador for Pick a Local, Pick SA. Summer is here, which means your favourite fruits will be filling the shelves of your local fruit and veg store. Stone fruits, strawberries, cherries, all locally grown and in supply. Enjoy on fruit platters, in your chilled drinks, as a dessert or a healthy snack. Pick up some in your shop this week. Support our local growers and shop in stores displaying the red Pick a Local, Pick SA sign. And follow us on Facebook for inspiration, recipes and more ways to enjoy South Australian grown.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
26 minutes after 8. Now, this is going to be something. Sunday, Live Golf, Watering Hole, the Garden, which is one of the venues at the Watering Hole, with it all laid on and included. We're asking you, and as you look at Sky News up on their TV screen here, all the Liberal Party MPs are assembling.
To Le Monde of the Liberal Party.
And they're all walking into their party room to vote who will become the leader. Our nearest to the pin this morning is your ability to predict what the Liberal Party will do. Some would say the toughest task in analysis on planet Earth.
You know who's loved today's show? Terry.
Not one complaint for Terry today.
I think he's taped it.
There are
He's going to play it again straight after it finishes.
There are 51 votes in the Liberal Party room. Angus Taylor needs 26. How many is he going to get? Nearest to the pin, Stephen in North Haven. Good morning.
Yeah, it's 28.
28. Thank you, Stephen. Bill, how many?
I'm going for 30.
30. Thank you, Bill. How many do you think he gets, Wendy?
22. It's my birthday, so that'll do.
So Susan Lee retains the leadership. James in Nord, good morning.
Yeah, number 32, boys.
32. Thank you, James. Matt in Warradale, good morning.
33.
33. Let's go to West Lakes. Max, how many does Angus Taylor get?
31, guys.
31. And Neville in Glenelg East.
He's going to get 12.
12. Well, that would be a pretty embarrassing day.
It is good to be able to live in a country where you can treat the national political leadership as a sort of, almost like a game of two-up, isn't it? Imagine doing this in Kabul.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the next leader of the Taliban?
We would have been executed before our 10-year mark, I think.
Thrown off the roof.
Yeah, I think
by
that
the
would have
local
happened.
mullahs.
I mean, yeah, some people would have texted through. They think that should happen here, but
yeah, that's right.
It is
involving us, though.
Hey, no one was combining nearest to the pins with politics before this program.
Sorry, I've got something in my eye, Will, so don't ask me to read any messages out. I just went and tipped a glass of water into my eye. It hasn't actually helped. I think it's made it worse. Not sure what it is.
All right.
Anyway. Like Helen's text, who bloody cares?
All right, we're going to take a break. 5AA News is coming up. We're going to get Feedback Friday shortly. If you'd like to be part of the feedback, 8223 0055 is the number to get calling right now. Everyone wins a prize. Feedback Friday next.
Aussie kids are active kids, creative kids, sporty kids. Are you a Weet-Bix kid?
The Diary of a CEO keeps going where other conversations stop and keeps asking hard questions worth answering. Keep good company with the Diary of a CEO podcast.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre. Freestyle Libre is a small wearable sensor that monitors your glucose levels and trends and sends them straight to your phone. Instant, up-to-date feedback. No finger pricks. How good is that? And you can trial Freestyle Libre for only $15. Just head to freestylelibre.com.au to find out how. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use. Read warnings before purchase. Free yourself from finger pricks with Freestyle Libre.
Thinking about dental implants but feeling a little nervous? That's totally understandable. Which is why at Burnside Dental Practice, comfort always comes first. We offer gentle sleep dentistry, so you'll always feel calm and supported. Our implants are matched to your smile and made for your comfort, so you can confidently eat, speak, and smile with ease. For complete peace of mind, book your implant consultation at Burnside Dental Practice in Hazelwood Park. Visit burnsidedental.com.au.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Sunny and 28 today with the 8:30 news. I'm Jess Adamson.
Had a collision? Get in touch with Premier Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
A teenage girl has been sexually assaulted on a public bus. The incident happened on the 117 from the CBD to the western suburbs on Monday afternoon. Yesterday, police swooped on an Oakton property, arresting a 33-year-old man from Findon. He'll face the Port Adelaide Magistrates Court later today, charged with child sex offences. Liberal politicians are about to cast their votes at Parliament House in Canberra to decide on a new leadership team. Federal Politics editor Michael Pachy.
Liberals are gathered in their party room to spill leadership positions in a bid to reset the party's fortunes. Angus Taylor will put his hand up to become the new leader in a contest with incumbent Susan Lee. Arriving at Parliament House, Taylor supporters like Ben Small argue Ms Lee has been a hard worker in the 9 months she's been in the job but hasn't cut through, and that's reflected in the polls.
Australia does well when it has a good government and a strong opposition. To date, we've had neither.
Lee supporters like Andrew Wallace believe she hasn't been given a chance after she took on the leadership following last year's disastrous election result.
I simply don't think she's had a reasonable opportunity to succeed.
Victoria Senator Jane Hume will put her hand up to become the new deputy of the Liberal Party.
A retired Victorian man has taken out the winning $80 million Powerball jackpot, but it took a number of phone calls to deliver the good news. A lottery official made repeated attempts to inform the lucky winner, but the calls kept going straight to his voicemail. After a night of calling, his message bank was full. The man finally answered and initially reacted with scepticism. The federal government is being urged to launch an independent review into public spending. The Organisation for Cooperation and Development found Australia differs from other advanced economies by not analysing spending every year. The last major review of the nation's finances occurred in 2014. High public spending is being blamed for the rise in inflation. A record number of doctors are putting up their hands to become specialist GPs. The cohort of more than 1,700 will start a Commonwealth-funded training program this year, a 19% increase on 2025. Royal Australian College of GPs President Dr Michael Wright says the growth shows industry investments are working.
We've also seen major investment by the federal government in expanding the number of GP places and also putting some incentives in to encourage them to choose general practice over staying in the hospital. And so all of those measures together are really working to grow the interest.
More than 20 million parcels have been or will be delivered across the country as people send gifts to their loved ones on Valentine's Day. Australia Post says deliveries are up 6.7% on this time last year. AusPost's Chelsea O'Reilly says they're doing their best to keep up with the spike in demand.
It's a privilege to help deliver those heartfelt surprises, and our team are working hard to make sure they all arrive on time.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get to Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes for the Outlander ES. Drive away from just $39,990.
You got your flowers organised, Tom Wren?
Yeah, work in progress, Jess. Work in progress. So we'll get that done today. Let's start with a little bit of Winter Olympics now. And Australia has its first medal of the Games in Italy after a stunning performance by mogul skier Cooper Woods. The 25-year-old who's never won a World Cup event became just the 7th Australian to win a gold at a Winter Games. Woods has thanked everyone cheering on the team and says he hopes this is just the first of many medals for the Games.
Just want to shout out everyone back home in Australia. I hear you, we all hear you, the messages are coming through. I'm so happy and so proud to represent you guys on the big stage, and come on the Aussies, let's keep it going, eh?
Yeah, fabulous effort. Compatriot and flag bearer Matt Graham finished in 5th. Let's go to golf. Aussie Mark Leishman shares the lead with American Bryson DeChambeau after the opening round of the Live event here in Adelaide. The big names have all come out to play. Dustin Johnson's just one shot back in a tie for 3rd, while John Rahm and defending champion Joaquin Niemann are only 2 shots behind at 4 under. Meantime, Aussie Minwoo Lee has made a bright start at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am in California. He fired an opening round 5 under to be in a tie for 7th, just 5 shots behind Japan's Ryo Hitsasune. Let's go to football. The Crows and Port Adelaide will both hold internal trials later this afternoon as players look to push their cases ahead of round 1. The Power will play theirs at Alberton while the Crows are in Port Augusta. To soccer now, Arsenal's been held to a frustrating 1-1 draw in the English Premier League against Brentford. The Gunners took the lead right on the hour mark, but the home side hit back little more than 10 minutes later.
Thrown in again, and what? Keen Lewis Potter, who is about to be taken off, has got himself on the score sheet.
Audio there thanks to Stan. Now that result means Arsenal's only 4 points clear of Manchester City with 12 games to play in the season. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Let's check the traffic.
Lynn Andrews Real Estate, experts in commercial and residential property management. lynnandrews.com.au.
Morning there. It's certainly a breakdown getting sorted on the freeway inbound near the Crayfors ramp. First waterway to look out for this morning at Elizabeth South, Phillip Home near Coglan Road. Getting quite busy. South Road mile end kind of does this time of the morning, and pretty slow for the drive-in through Green Hill Road and Eastwood. Camera, Trimmer Parade, Seaton. Don't get caught out in the morning rush. 40 kilometre speed limits now applied over 25 schools across SA during drop-off and pick-up times. Visit dit.sa.gov.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Planning an event? Make it a superstar experience with the team at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre.
Sunny and 28 today, 32 tomorrow, up to 36 for Sunday and 37 for Monday. Right now it's 17 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
It's hard to trust someone with your property when they've never even set foot in it. Keep your property clean, safe and running smoothly with a local. Servicing SA Cleaning and Facility Solutions are a homegrown South Aussie business across a full range of facility services, from cleaning to maintenance, from pest control to security. Servicing SA has your commercial, retail or community facility covered. Affordable, reliable and 100% local. That's Servicing SA. Find out more at servicingsa.com.au.
Confidence. Where does it come from? And more importantly, how do you get it? Your best bet is to head into Peter Shearer Menswear. With an impressive range of suits, sport coats and casual wear, the stylists at Peter Shearer will make sure you walk in but strut out. At Peter Shearer, you're not just shopping for clothes, you're investing in how you'll be remembered. Peter Shearer. Be fitted with confidence.
If your business runs on precision, you can't afford equipment that lets you down. Diverseco keeps Australian industries moving with weighing and automation solutions that work day in, day out. From scales and weigh bridges to cobots and robots, everything is designed, installed and supported locally. Diverseco will save your business time, reduce risk and keep your team productive. That's why Diverseco is trusted nationwide. Organise a free on-site consult or demo at diverseco.com.au.
Tired of scrolling through countless websites to plan your holiday? At locally owned Spark Travel, our travel experts are just a phone call away, eager to hear your needs and craft the perfect getaway tailored just for you. Reach out today for a chat and let's start planning your holiday together. Look for our travel deals in the Sunday Mail. Spark Travel, where your journey begins with a conversation. King William Street, Adelaide. Phone now 88765121, sparktravel.com.au.
Get the garden you want at Garden Grove. Wander through Garden Grove's beautiful nursery, blooming with thousands and thousands of plants, greenery and all the colours of the rainbow. There are plants for inside and plants for out. For the garden you want, see Garden Grove. Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to all areas.
5AA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
Minutes to 9. We have one spot available for Feedback Friday. We've got Wallace passes to give away and, of course, a magnificent Smeg appliance. We love Smeg. Building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the Smeg showroom. It's good to check out. They've got all sorts of... They've got the way bigger range than you at first blush might think of Smeg products. There's all sorts of stuff.
It's a nice
You can have a whole Smeg kitchen. It's
a
cool
really
to see.
good setup.
Deputy Distributors, taste the difference with Smeg. So one spot available for Feedback Friday if you want to call in now. 8223 0055 is the number.
Feedback. Friday today, so have you say feedback.
Let's go out to Ascot Park. John was the first caller through. Morning to you, John.
Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Good, thank you, John. How are you going?
Yeah, pretty good, thank you.
John, now, we've been asking people for the meat tray this morning about their superstitions to kick us off for Feedback Friday. Do you have any superstitions?
Generally not, but I have to say, last time I watched an Olympics, I stayed up stupidly late, was to watch the Australian BMX team win a gold, and they were pretty much locked in for gold and silver, and that was the year that Scott Willoughby became a quadriplegic, unfortunately. And 2 nights ago, I stayed up to watch Jakara, who absolutely blitzed it in the round of 20 and then crashed and burned in the final. So I'm not going to watch any more sport staying up late specifically.
Yeah, John, please, for the good of the nation. Unplug your television. Well, I'm afraid to ask this one now. Will you be watching the State of Origin?
There's no power players playing, so I probably will.
John, do you take any notice of political parties going after sort of gotcha moments on each other during the campaign?
I just think it's juvenile. I really do. And I have to say I'm a keen follower of politics, but I'm also at the same time just repulsed by the juvenile carry-on with the whole lot of them, really, considering they're supposed to be well-paid adults.
Yeah. And just lastly, John, earlier in the week we were talking about Roxby Downs being they were the second most affluent country town in Australia. Have you ever been to Roxby Downs?
Indeed, I have. About 5-6 years back. Yeah.
What took you there, John?
I think it was during COVID, sort of a bit of a holiday sort of thing, and we just went up around that area and just thought we'd go through Roxby and have a look around. Yeah.
Wow.
A cool idea.
COVID made us do some funny things, didn't it?
Good on you, John.
I might go to Roxby Downs.
Yeah, why not? Let's go to McGill. Rosemary, good morning.
What am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be giving a thing for the election this morning?
No, you just answer some silly questions.
Yeah,
Rosemary.
you just answer
There's
our
no right or
questions,
wrong
Rosemary.
answers.
So-
And you might win.
Tell us what you
a
think.
nice Smeg blender or something like that.
Oh. Well, to start off with, I'm a Liberal supporter,
That's okay.
and it's
All right.
very hard to go against the lady because she's only been in 9 months. But I still want Liberal to start to rule and have a share in it, sort of thing.
All right. Well, thank you for volunteering your thoughts,
good on you,
Rosemary. Hey, Rosemary, do you like golf, Rosemary? The whole state's golf mad at the moment. Do you care at all?
I love golf, but I'm on a walker sort of thing, and I wouldn't be able to go in any case, but I love watching it.
Do you?
Did you play before you were on the walker, Rosemary? Did you play when you were a younger lady?
No, my dad was a great one. He did a hole in one once, and we all were so surprised. Like it was a family thing, but he still got an old hole in one. So
Amazing. Hey, Rosemary, David's not going to the golf this weekend. He's going to see Chapel Roan at Laneway with all the young kids. Have you ever heard of Chapel Roan?
I have heard of it, but I'm not too sure.
She
Sorry.
has a song, Rosemary, called The Pink Pony Club. I don't know if you've ever heard that. It's quite a nice tune.
No, that's a bit... I'm nearly 87, so I think that might be... I've got a lot of young grandchildren.
They might like Chapel.
David will probably see them there. Hey, Rosemary, there was a debate earlier in the week about when Anzac Day falls on a weekend, should the Mutton Day...
That's my birthday.
Anzac Day is it?
Yes.
Oh, Rosemary.
And I don't really mind not having the Monday, only because on Anzac Day, being my birthday, my mum used to always get me good things for my birthday on that day, and I'd go into the march, and then we'd go down to go to the pictures, and then we'd go down to Adelaide Oval. Every year I did that for years.
Fantastic, right?
So-
Well, there should be a public holiday for your birthday, perhaps, so you can still do all these things and then celebrate your birthday on the Monday. Rosemary, that was superb. I love
Rosemary.
It when people call in and they don't even know what was happening, and then they were part of it and they were excellent, like Rosemary just was. That was fantastic. James in Nord, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boys. That's a hard act to follow.
Certainly is. Rosemary set a cracking pace.
You don't have to tell us about your voting intentions either, James. You're free to if you want, but, free country.
Hey, James, is there an obscure sport you'd like to try your hand at? We spoke with the man who essentially launched curling in Australia earlier in the week.
Well, curling is one of those. I was talking to my granddaughter the other day about underwater marbles, but it's not so obscure anymore, but darts is a real passion of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Could have seen myself on the stage at the Alley Pally, playing for £100,000. That would have been lovely.
Do you ever watch it on the TV, James, with the crowd?
Regularly. I know the top 10 players. It's great theatre.
It is, isn't it? And do you remember back in the day, like there was Jockey Rees and Eric Bristow and all those guys?
Yeah. Well, Jockey Wilson was he's my pin-up boy, but back in those days they could actually have a beer on stage.
Yeah. I like that guy Stephen Bunting who walks out to Titanium.
He looks like the guy from Family Man.
He does, yeah, that's right. You got any Valentine's Day plans, James?
Well, first of all, let me say Valentine's Day is every day with my lovely wife.
Oh, well done, James. Even if you don't win here with us, you've won at home.
And secondly, the commercialism of Valentine's Day is a bit over the top, but we will be celebrating tomorrow in a small way, as we always do.
Oh,
and
lovely.
Just lastly, James said the week started with the Super Bowl and a lot of debate internationally about the halftime act. If you were programming the Super Bowl or the AFL Grand Final, who's your halftime entertainment?
Oh, gee.
You can pick anyone. It doesn't have to be realistic.
No. But, well, in a real form, Bruce Springsteen would be number one. He's just awesome. But I still remember Angry Anderson from those many years ago. I can just imagine him at the Super Bowl at the halftime break.
Bit of Bound for Glory. That'd be terrific. Bring him out in the Batmobile. Was that him in the Batmobile?
I think it was,
Yeah, that's right.
Angry Anderson, yeah.
Good on you, James.
Good on you,
Thanks,
James.
mate.
Now, who wins the Wallace Cinema Pass and who gets the Smeg appliance this
I
morning?
think James sort of preempted it. I think Rosemary was just adorable. That was such a lovely call. So we're going to give the Smeg appliance to Rosemary. And, James, you can take your lovely wife along to the movies, as can John. John and James will give them the movie passes. And Rosemary gets the Smeg appliance.
Fantastic. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll check traffic first, though. We are starting to get some numbers through from the Liberal Party room, but we're going to collate that information and come up with
Do we have a leader yet?
Importantly, well, more important than the leader, do we have a live golf winner yet?
Well,
nearest to the pin.
We're more interested in who wins the competition.
Exactly. Get an outfit that will stop traffic at a great price with Peter Shearer Menswear.
Morning there. Crash at Parkside causing a few headaches this morning. Greenhill Road near Hutt Road. Another smash getting sorted at Noarlunga Centre. Beach Road near the high school. And a breakdown causing delays at Stirling. She's on the freeway inbound near the Crayfors ramp. Slow going South Road Mile End. Quite busy Brighton Road Glenelg East with the Canberra Lockside Drive West Lakes. The big one is back until March 31. Get an unbeatable finance offer across the MY25 X-Trail range. T's and C's apply. Hurry to your Nissan dealer today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. For over 50 years, the Lynn Andrews team have made it easy for landlords to manage residential and commercial property. From single homes to multiple commercial holdings, our passion for property investment means we have a great deal of knowledge. How to do it safely and properly, matching the right tenant with the right property. Every time. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
Adelaide's biggest Greek festival is back. The Yasu Adelaide Greek Festival. 2 epic days of food, fun and culture. Experience the magic of Greece with over 40 food and market stalls, live DJs and entertainment, plus traditional dancing and performances. The Yasu Adelaide Greek Festival. Feb 21 and 22 at Morfordville Racecourse. Catch the tram or enjoy free all-day parking, plus free entry between 11am and 2pm. Tickets at yasu.com.au or at the door.
Go Harvey Norman. The only thing more Australian than a meat pie is the Aussie-built oven it goes in. Westinghouse is happy to help with ovens built in Australia for Australians. Now at Harvey Norman, upgrade to Westinghouse and get bonus gift cards. That's right, bonus gift cards on selected Westinghouse ovens, cooktops, range hoods and freestanding cookers. Best brands, best range, best prices. There's more in store at Harvey Norman. Westinghouse bonus gift card offer on now. Conditions apply.
For over 12,000 South Australians, the most important meal of the day is from Meals on Wheels. Behind the meals and behind the wheels are our wonderful volunteers, like our drivers who deliver the delicious meals to our customers.
Amanda, hello.
If you love driving, we could do with you.
Smells delicious.
Become a volunteer today and help us keep the wheels turning.
See you tomorrow, Chris.
Visit mealsonwheelssa.org.au for details.
Shower time. The best time of the... Is that a crack in my grout? Cracks mean leaks. Hidden damage. Watery damage. The home we love falling apart around us. We should move out.
Got grout out? Time to call the grout guy.
We'll take the old grout out and put the new grout in.
When it comes to reducing pain and rebuilding strength, Kiesa leaves nothing to chance. Our university-qualified health professionals don't just treat problem areas. They design personalised training programs using Swiss-engineered machines unique to Kiesa. These machines safely isolate the affected area, test your strength, and help rebuild your muscles for a stronger, more active and healthier life. Kiesa, building strength with precision in Norwood and Glenelg.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Eight minutes to 9. Angus Taylor is the new leader of the Federal Liberal Party, having defeated Susan Lee in the leadership ballot 34-17. That is a 2/3 majority of the party room. That's actually a resounding victory. And
doubled her score.
Yeah, the worst thing you want, even if it amounts to the leadership change, is a margin of 2 or 3 votes.
So there's two questions. One is, what does it mean for the country? But more importantly, what does it mean for the competition, Will, for the Live Golf tickets?
Well, it's a great question because it means Matt. Congratulations to you, Matt. Matt had 33. Did anyone? So 30. No one actually had as high as 34. Is that right, Paddy?
No one had it.
So Matt with the highest. So in fact,
Stephen had 28, Bill 30, Wendy 22. She was in the Susan Lee camp. James 32, Matt 33, the winner. Max 31, and Neville for the route 12. So Matt was the closest.
Wow, and no one thought he'd get command as much of the vote as he did. As you know, the reality of these things is though, there would have been at least a handful of people who were Susan Lee supporters who would have seen their political futures and seen which way the wind was blowing, and they'd change at the last minute.
Yeah.
These things always happen in leadership challenges.
Well, what's the saying in politics? Only trust the people who look you in the eye and tell you they're not going to vote for you.
Exactly right. Because there would have been a handful of people that go, well, I'm not attaching myself to a sinking ship. Some are too pot committed to bother doing that, but there would have been a handful going, well, you know what, I want to be a shadow minister or a minister one day, or
oh yeah, if there's a horse called self-interest, back it every time.
So sometimes, once it's clear who's going to win, often they pick up a few more to make it look a bit more clear cut than it probably actually was when they were all calling each other late last night.
In Australia, we know those people as suckholes, don't we?
Yeah, that's exactly right. They are. So it's quite literally being a suckhole. Well, could you imagine at your workplace if you had to vote for your boss?
It looks like,
you had to vote who your boss was going to be, and then you go, well, that guy's going to win. Well, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to be the person to sit around and didn't vote for him.
Yeah, you got to know which side your bread's buttered on in life, don't you? Well, I just want you to know that going forward, even though I both campaigned and worked for the other guy, I'm really happy that you got the job, and I look forward to catching up in December for the pay reviews. It's not really the way life works,
No, it's not really. We have a meat tray to give away, thanks to Gramazio Foods as well. Right throughout the morning, we've been asking you about your superstitions. It being Friday the 13th, turns out a lucky day for Angus Taylor, not so much Susan Lee. Do we have any that stuck out to you?
I have absolutely... Due to my, where are we, M?
M says Eugene is the winner this morning. Eugene, who realised, and I think this is selfless on Eugene's part, he once went and got a Crows jumper and got it signed by greats of the past, a terrific bit of merch. But what he realised was if on a match day he wears it, brings it out, or, in fact, even looks at it accidentally when he opens the cupboard, the Crows lose.
It's been touched.
So he's just...
It's got the shine.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, really, he should burn it. But you know what, Eugene? It's your piece of memorabilia. It brings bad luck to the football club you love, but it's brought you some good luck today because you've won the excellent Gramazio Foods meat tray. Gramazio Foods, check them out. They do a wonderful job. Their stuff looks incredible. Burnside Village, Golden Grove Village. You can go online, gramaziofoods.com.au. They're celiac certified. If you're a celiac, they're the only one in South Australia that is certified, and their stuff is just sensational. Just repeating the breaking news, Angus Taylor, the new leader of the Federal Liberal Party, defeating Susan Lee, 34 votes to 17. The deputy leadership is currently being voted on. Ted O'Brien, Jane Hume, Jane Price, Dan Tehan.
We love Ted. We had him on
Jacinta Price. Was that Jacinta Price I just saw?
Is she having a crack?
Was it Jacinta Price? I just saw a graphic on the screen.
Melbourne Cupfield.
I thought Jacinta had decided that maybe this is not her time, to put it politely.
Yeah. Who knows?
But I just tried to quickly read a graphic.
The people who love her massively.
Yeah.
She's got a huge...
Well, if you wanted to make a plea to a lot of the former Conservatives that have gone to One Nation.
Yeah, well, they're the people. They're the people that the harder libs, the more hard right libs have gone, stuff this, I'm out of here. She's the sort of person.
I don't want to be I'm literally building it. I saw out of the corner of my eye, I saw a graphic and just tried to quickly rattle off what I could out of it.
Might be somebody else.
I don't want to cook it.
We're giving away more tickets. Guess the deputy leader and you win a toaster.
Yeah, that's...
Are we treating this with the gravitas that it deserves, Will?
No. Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we are.
You bugger all.
We gave away live golf tickets.
Are we doing the best 5 things of the week?
No. I totally forgot about it. That's why I've been sitting here just chatting to you aimlessly about the deputy leadership.
I was hoping my zombie sound would have made the cut.
It didn't make it.
No,
it didn't make it.
All right.
Whoops, that was my
stuff you then.
My bad. You can hear David's zombie sound on Monday morning.
Hey, have a great weekend. Everyone who's going along to live, have a good time. I know Will's going to be there. And if you are a Chapel Roan fan, I might see you there for a bit of Pink Pony Club.
Have a great weekend, folks. Stick around. Graham Goodings is next, and then we'll be back Monday morning from 6 o'clock.